At a high school, a girl named Chen Mo faces a familiar nuisance. Our persistent MC Chen Yong keeps challenging her. Chen Mo bluntly asks why he keeps competing with her after losing 99 times. Chen Yong acknowledges her excellent grades, athletic ability, and artistic talents, but still believes that she's not perfect. While declaring his ambition to defeat her in one aspect, he grabs her hands without hesitation and requests a 100-meter race. He also includes a bold condition that he has to do whatever she wants if she wins the race. Flustered, Chen Mo subtly asks him to be her boyfriend, but unfortunately for her, he does not hear a single word. When he asks what she said, Chen Mo's face turns bright red. Embarrassed and furious, she immediately cusses at him instead. Shortly after, the teacher overseeing the race confirms that everything is ready. At that moment, Chen Yong introduces himself as an ordinary high school student who believes hard work can surpass talent. He stares at his opponent, who is the versatile and unbeatable Schoolbell. Hoping to beat her at least once, he reassures himself that his body is at its peak performance. Moments later, the starting pistol goes off, and the race begins. Chen Yong bursts forward at full throttle, leaving Chen Mo to eat his dust. While he desperately hopes to beat her once, Chen Mo flash steps past him and wins the race effortlessly. She also breaks her previous record in the 100-meter race, and the crowd praises the genius, leaving Chen Yong to drown in despair. Despite everything, Chen Mo promises to indulge him in a race anytime they are free, and Chen Yong reiterates his ambition to defeat her. Speechless, Chen Mo watches his cringe theatrics, but an earthquake suddenly occurs. While the students wonder what's going on, the ground splits open and swallows them up. When Chen Yong regains consciousness, he finds himself floating in an unfamiliar realm. The goddess of the plains appears and introduces herself as the overseer of all realms. Seeing his confusion, she informs him that he has crossed the Rainbow Bridge and explains how a great earthquake killed him and his classmates. Since Chen Yong's fate should not have ended, she decides to grant him another chance. As compensation, she offers him reincarnation in another world, along with a special ability. Cautiously, Chen Yong wonders if she's lying, but she assures him that his classmates and teachers have already transmigrated to that world. With this, he suddenly remembers Chen Mo and wonders if she's also in the new world. Without hesitation, he grabs the goddess and demands the strongest ability, no matter the condition attached. She tells him about the ultimate fusion system which can give him limitless growth. But before she can explain further, Chen Yong pressures her to send him to the world with the ability. Unable to endure the disturbance, she agrees and tells him not to regret his decision. Determined, Chen Yong stresses that becoming the strongest is all that matters and hopes to surpass Chen Mo through effort. The goddess asks him to prepare as she begins the transmigration ritual. Moments later, Chen Yong plummets from the sky and crashes into the ground while complaining about the transmigration method. Realizing that he is still alive after the fall, Chen Yong wonders if it is the system's ability. When the dust clears out, he discovers that he has turned into a larva. Just then, the system prompt appears, congratulating him for the successful binding with the ultimate fusion system and displaying his other stats. He wonders why the goddess did not tell him about the race change. However, the system informs him that he can evolve from the iron shell pupa by devouring enough spirit beasts. Seeing this, Chen Yong accepts his fate and decides to claw his way to the top through hard work. Shortly after, he notices his circumstance and tries to wriggle his way out of the big pit, but it is to no avail. While reflecting on the luxury of walking, Chen Yong notices the jungle's quietness. Soon after, he senses some strange movement and wonders what it is. Suddenly, some cute rabbit creatures appear, but to his surprise, they transform into ominous forms that scare the crap out of him. The beasts charge at him and he panics. Determined not to lose his life in such a place, Chen Yong remembers the sit-ups he did as a human. Relying on muscle memory, Chen Yong pushes himself out of the enemy's path. Unfortunately for him, he is unable to stop rolling and soon encounters more trouble. Thankfully, he survives a boatload of predators, and he wonders what type of world he ended up in. Later, Chen Yong gets stuck to a tree and sees the rabbit beasts approaching him. While he begs them to spare him, the beasts charge at him. To his shock, Chen Yong devours the beast, and the system prompt immediately shows him the details of the bouncy rabbit he is currently devouring. Seeing this, the other bouncy rabbits scatter in all directions and retreat. Shortly after, the system congratulates him for acquiring the spirit beast's bounce ability after fusing with it. As he tests the ability, Chen Yong guesses that it's the ultimate fusion system's ability. In addition, the system stores the devoured spirit beasts in another space it is connected to. It also explains how he will gain part of the prey's abilities after its complete digestion. With that information, Chen Yong goes rogue and begins to devour all the spirit beasts he sets his eyes upon. However, he keeps failing to devour some spirit beasts, and the system clarifies that he can only devour beasts weaker than himself. When Chen Yong tries to catch his breath after the consistent failure, a four-armed bear suddenly pulls up behind him and begins to chase after him. Moments later, Chen Yong jumps into a pit that the bear can't fit into, but it is deeper than he thought. Inside the pit, he sees another strange creature in shackles and turns to run from the scary Keelan beast. Surprisingly, the beast tells Qin Yong to stop, but Qin Yong is stunned that it can talk. The Keelan claims to be a divine beast and offers to give him a great fortune. Being distrustful, Qin Yong asks if it's trying to trick him, but he does not believe in deceiving juniors. The Keelan then directs Qin Yong to the treasure chamber, where he discovers a glowing ball of light. The Keelan asks him to swallow it to be reborn, and Qin Yong takes him up on the offer. Meanwhile, at the Spirit Beast sect, a ceiling bead cracks and the Empress coughs up blood. The sect elders quickly come to check if she is okay, and she reveals that the trapped beast altar is in trouble. The elders of the Spirit Beast sect deliberate on the Empress's words and guess what might have gone wrong since the ceiling bead cracked. After bickering back and forth about the divine beast's escape method and the huge problem it will cause, the Empress declares that it doesn't matter and decides to capture the Keelan beast a second time. She orders the elders to follow her to the beast confinement altar. Meanwhile, a cunning girl watches the Empress's antics from a safe spot and claims that she won't make it back. Meanwhile, as the Empress and her elders rush toward the confinement altar, a dagger aimed at the Empress suddenly appears, but an elder blocks it in time and demands the person's identity. Unfortunately for the elder, a white tiger comes from nowhere and sends him off to the afterlife. Seeing this, the Empress and elders are stunned. A demoness appears and mocks the so-called strength of the Spirit Beast sect. Furious, another elder tells the Empress to move ahead while he handles the enemy. Before they can escape, the white tiger attacks them again, but they all dodge it. Not taking the enemy lightly, the elder summons a sky-devouring silver wolf to confront the roaring tiger. Using this opening, the Empress and two elders quickly escape, leaving behind the elder holding the enemy at bay. Later, they reach the confinement altar and notice that the Keelan's aura is still inside the cave. Thereafter, the two elders begin to arrange how the Empress will sign a contract with the Keelan. Meanwhile, the Keelan continues urging Qin Yong to swallow the ball of light, but he suddenly feels something is off. Internally, Qin Yong wonders what the Keelan's ulterior motive is and guesses that it wants him to swallow the seal restraining the Keelan. Afterwards, Qin Yong leaves the treasure chamber and asks the system if he can devour restrained spirit beasts. The system affirms, and Qin Yong decides to swallow the Keelan. Following that, Qin Yong pounces on it, but the Keelan does not believe he can pull it off. To the Keelan's surprise, Qin Yong activates the devouring system and swallows it up. Qin Yong thanks his stars for the heaven-sent opportunity, but the system claims it's unable to digest the Keelan. After thinking deeply, he decides to try physical exercises that aid digestion, but the system explains why it is futile. Suddenly, Qin Yong begins to float, and he wonders if it's another reward from the system. Unfortunately for him, the Empress uses telekinetic ability to draw Qin Yong into the contract ritual she is performing. The excited elders praise the Empress for successfully making a contract with a Keelan. Unable to escape, the system informs him about the situation every step of the way. After a 5-second countdown, Qin Yong becomes the Empress's exclusive spirit beast, but his tiny appearance leaves her shocked. At that moment, Qin Yong jolts awake asking about the situation. The system informs him about his new contract and that he is now the Empress's exclusive spirit beast. Realizing they failed to capture the Keelan, the sect elders go nuts, while the Empress freezes in disbelief. In addition, the system reveals that the contract cannot be undone. As Qin Yong tries to wriggle his way out of the dilemma, he sees the Empress's face and notices a striking resemblance to Mo. However, the Empress is furious about the disappointing outcome, and from her demeanor, Qin Yong realizes that she's not Mo. Just then, the system tells Qin Yong about the successful connection of the spiritual energy circuits, and the Empress immediately coughs up blood. The second elder rushes towards her in concern, but the third elder stops him, explaining how the Empress has become useless because of the trash she made a contract with. After conspiring together, they decide to seek another lord and abandon the Empress. They collect all the spirit treasures the sect had provided to the Empress and flee before the demoness arrives. The Empress watches them leave. Betrayed and weakened, she cusses them under her breath and coughs up more blood. Realizing that she has lots of enemies, Qin Yong decides to slip away, but the system immediately informs him about the perks of the contract. Presumably, spirit masters can summon their beasts anytime without restrictions, and spirit beasts' lives end once their masters cross the Rainbow Bridge. Looking through these hints, Qin Yong wonders what he has to do to break free from her. Before he can think further, the white tiger from earlier appears after ending the elders' lives in gruesome ways, before they can escape. Witnessing this, Qin Yong acknowledges the strength of the white tiger. Soon after, the demoness arrives at the cave. As she approaches the injured Empress, she narrates how her sect has been bullying others for years. She then reveals her plan to become the Alliance leader once she takes out the Empress and all other competition. Out of nowhere, Qin Yong warns the demoness not to step on him, and she curiously picks him up because he talks. She notices the contract mark on Qin Yong, mocks the Empress because she promised to get a Keelan, and concludes that it is the reason the elders bailed on her. Despite her injury, the Empress decides to take her on, confident that she does not need a spirit beast to do so. However, the demoness effortlessly stomps her. Remembering that he is done for if the Empress ends there, Qin Yong jumps in to protect the Empress, but it is futile. Moments later, the demoness does not feel the Empress's aura anymore and concludes that she is gone to meet the Maker. Thereafter, she orders the white tiger to devour her remains for cultivation benefits. While Qin Yong cusses his uselessness under his breath, he notices a strange light and wonders what it is. He notices a soul form that resembles Mo and immediately recalls the words of the god of plains. Since his teachers and classmates also crossed into that world, Qin Yong wonders if that is Mo's soul. The soul enters the Empress's body, and he guesses that the reincarnation is complete. Before Qin Yong can stop the white tiger, it lunges to eat the Empress's remains, but from nowhere, she forcefully shuts its mouth and sends it flying. The beast crashes into the ground, leaving the demoness speechless. That familiar strength and overwhelming force convince Qin Yong that the Empress is now Mo. Unable to understand the situation, the demoness marvels at how Mo repelled her spirit beast bare-handed. Without hesitation, Qin Yong calls her Mo and rushes over to tell her who he is. Since Qin Yong is now a talking bug, Mo concludes that it is all a dream, but the demoness soon cuts their reunion short. She attacks with a whip, but Mo blocks it with Qin Yong's body. While the demoness ponders how the Empress suddenly became stronger, Mo asks Qin Yong why the demoness suddenly attacked them. Still in pain from being used as a shield, Qin Yong claims he doesn't know the full story. However, he guesses that the demoness is after Mo for revenge since she is a big figure in a sect. Qin Yong suggests that they retreat, but Mo, who still thinks it is all a dream, decides not to lose to anyone, even in a dream. Shortly after, the white tiger recovers, and the demoness uses their exclusive contract skill. The white tiger charges at them while shooting off thunderbolts. Mo dodges the enemy's attacks, and Qin Yong immediately asks the system about his combat skills since he is the Empress's contract beast. The system immediately replies that he also has a contract skill called Armament Fusion. In addition, the system explains how spirit beasts gain exclusive contract skills and then claims that his own can manifest the Empress's armor. With that, he orders the system to activate it, but Mo soon reaches a tight spot and the opponent launches a fierce thunder breath attack at her. The attack connects and an explosion ensues. As the dust clears out, the demoness concludes that she is done for this time, but surprisingly, Mo holds out against the enemy's attack with her armored hand, and the system reveals that the armament fusion compatibility is at 16%. Mo crushes the enemy's exclusive skill effortlessly and ponders on her armored arm. Speaking from the armor, Qin Yong briefs Mo about the armament fusion, and she realizes that the big bug transformed into it. Watching in disbelief, the demoness continues the incessant attacks, and the white tiger charges at Mo. Qin Yong warns her to be careful, and the face-off begins. Mo efficiently dodges the attacks, and after a while she counters with a punch. She pummels the tiger so badly that the demoness receives a recoil. On the other hand, Qin Yong praises Mo's abilities and lists her martial arts-related achievements on Earth. As the demoness coughs up blood, confused about what's happening, Mo confronts her. Unable to accept her loss to a mere iron shell pupa and Mo, the demoness claims they were lucky. Without hesitation, she uses a blinding light to retreat and declares that the Alliance will come for revenge. Qin Yong returns to his pupa form, furious about the demoness's escape, and Mo asks if he is really Qin Yong. Qin Yong tries to convince her of his identity and talks about the god that sent him to that world. Just then, Mo recalls when she requested the god to send her to Qin Yong's side. Thereafter, Qin Yong declares that he will surpass her soon as long as he devours enough beasts. After the deja vu moment, Mo laughs and embraces Qin Yong tightly. His face turns bright red and he demands his freedom. Suddenly, Mo coughs up blood and collapses. Visibly worried, Qin Yong ponders the cause and suggests that it is the side effect of forming a contract from earlier. Out of nowhere, the system informs Qin Yong that he can obtain new abilities by devouring the white tiger. Without hesitation, he swallows its lifeless body and reluctantly licks her up to apply the white tiger's vitality. Apparently, his saliva or blood can give recovery effects to injured people. Moments later, Mo thanks Qin Yong and asks about their next destination, which he claims is the Spirit Beasts sect. Back at the Spirit Beasts sect, an injured elder arrives and informs everyone about the Empress's fall. The elders panic, but a shady lady appears, brushes aside their worries, and immediately takes over the position of the Empress. Later that day, Mo travels toward the Spirit Beast sect with Qin Yong resting in her arms. Along the way, she asks passers-by for directions. Some people panic at the sight of a talking bug, while others provide precise descriptions of the sect's location. During the journey, Mo praises Qin Yong for restoring not only her injured body but also her damaged clothes. Qin Yong explains how he luckily picked up the weaving skill earlier, which allows him to repair fabrics. After some time, the towering gates of the Spirit Beast sect come into view. As they approach the gates, they notice the visitors presenting tails of gold to congratulate the new empress's enthronement. The guards receive the gifts and allow them to enter the sect. Observing this, Chin Young wonders what the sect is playing at and decides to have a look. When Mo steps towards the gates, the guards immediately block her entry, revealing that all guests must offer gifts to the new empress. Chin Young boldly declares that Mo is the true empress, and the guards immediately accuse them of impersonation. While they point their weapons at the supposed fugitives, the Grand Elder notices the ruckus and comes over to intervene. The guards quickly explain that the imposters are impersonating the empress. The moment the Grand Elder sees Mo, he freezes in disbelief. Without hesitation, he drops to his knees and loudly announces the return of the true empress. Shocked, the guards follow his lead and they immediately drop to their knees to pay respects to her. Once inside, the Grand Elder briefs Mo about the new empress who usurped her position and seized control of the sect. Curious, Mo asks about his stance, and he reassures her not to worry, claiming he knows how to deal with them. He suggests moving to a more private location to discuss details, and he leads Mo to the forest area. Chin Young feels uneasy about entering the woods and questions the Elder's intentions, but the Grand Elder ignores him. Suddenly, the Grand Elder casually remarks that she must have failed to obtain the Qilin as promised and wonders how she escaped from the demoness. When Chin Young demands answers, the Grand Elder snaps his fingers. A black-footed red fox lurking in the woods emerges, and they soon realize that it is a trap. The red fox launches a burst of fire, but Mo swiftly dodges. Immediately after, a thorn armor beast, a hammer-wielding ape, and a windclaw hound leap out of the woods and lunge at them. The armament fusion activates, and the system reports that compatibility has risen to 20%. The armor forms around Mo's right arm, and she immediately runs riot. While she moves fluidly between enemies, the red fox releases another blazing breath attack. This time, Mo effortlessly blocks head-on with her armored arm and manipulates the massive fireball, redirecting it back toward the beasts. Stunned, the Grand Elder acknowledges the former Empress's ability to use such power with an iron-shelled pupa. That said, the Grand Elder still believes the sect needs someone who can subdue mighty beasts. Without hesitation, he makes a cut on his finger and uses the blood to activate the blood shackle beast trapping formation. The array traps Mo, and it knocks Chin Young out cold. While Mo tries to wake Chin Young, the Grand Elder explains how the sect can't be without the new Empress, even if she's ruthless. Armed sect members suddenly flood the area and surround Mo with hostile intent. The Grand Elder states that she should not have returned, and the sect members charge at Mo. With no weapon available, Mo silently apologizes to Chin Young in her heart before gripping him firmly and using him as an improvised weapon. She swings him around and takes out the enemies efficiently. The one-sided confrontation leaves the Grand Elder confused, especially since the blood formation had sealed her spirit beast. Yet she continues to fight with overwhelming strength. As soon as Mo defeats the sect members, the blood formation dissipates and Chin Young regains consciousness. He complains about headaches, but Mo blames it on the enemy's trap. Since it comes down to it, the Grand Elder decides to act personally, and he summons his Sacred Radiance Imperial Lion. Hoping to cleanse the sect once and for all, he releases the fire attribute spirit beast on them. Mo asks Chin Young to begin fusion while the fodders lying on the ground hype up the strongest spirit beast bestowed on the Grand Elder by the new Empress. While the Imperial Lion lunges at Mo, the armament fusion activates with the adaptation still at 20%. As the lion crashes into her, Mo braces herself and blocks the full force of the attack with her armored arm, though the impact pushes her backward several steps. The Grand Elder stares in disbelief, unable to comprehend how she is resisting the Imperial Lion head-on. Determined to end the confrontation, he activates an exclusive skill and orders the Imperial Lion to roar. At that moment, Mo clenches her fist and tries to repel the roaring attack, but she suddenly freezes on a spot. The Grand Elder notes that the roar cannot be resisted because it causes temporary loss of consciousness to its victims. Chin Young desperately urges her to dodge, but before she can recover, the Imperial Lion sends her flying. Mo tumbles violently through the forest and crashes into a tree with tremendous force. As the Imperial Lion slowly approaches, Chin Young urgently asks Mo why she froze up, and she explains how her mind suddenly went blank. Before they can analyze further, the Imperial Lion unleashes another powerful roar. Mo spaces out again while trying to block it with her armored arm. Luckily, unlike before, she recovers much faster and quickly evades the Imperial Lion's claw attack. Mo leaps onto a nearby tree branch and quickly explains that the lion's roar causes temporary mental paralysis. Hearing this, Chin Young concludes that clashing head-on is dangerous and suggests reverting it to a savage beast. Just as Mo dodges another roar attack, the Grand Elder concludes that she is done for. Unfortunately for him, Mo sneaks up on him and slams him into the ground, knocking him out cold. With that, Chin Young remarks that the lion won't be as troublesome since she has taken out the controller. Even so, The Imperial Lion continues attacking fiercely, driven by instinct, but Mo dodges and counters efficiently. During the exchange, Mo luckily gets on its back after several exchanges, and it decides to jump off a cliff in an attempt to shake her off. Thankfully, Qin warns Mo beforehand, and she lands safely, dodging everything the lion shoots at her. In that moment, she realizes that it has become stupid without the Grand Elder controlling it. After a prolonged exchange, Mo finally overpowers the Imperial Lion and defeats it. Just then, the injured Grand Elder staggers back into view only to witness the shocking scene. Mo calmly declares that she has defeated the Imperial Lion and gladly welcomes another challenge. The Grand Elder drops to his knees and explains the importance of the new Empress to the sect's foundation. He claims that everything he did was for the greater good of the sect. He admits he has no regrets and accepts death if she wishes to strike him down. However, he urges her to leave the sect permanently and never return. But Qin is not interested in the crap he is spitting. Qin asks Mo to end the Grand Elder, but Mo hesitates. She guesses that he was forced into it, but Qin does not care because the Grand Elder did not hold back when he had the advantage. Since she does not want to strike him down, Qin reverts to his pupa form and decides to do it himself. Meanwhile, at the Empress's palace, the new Empress of the Spirit Beast sect, Chuer, sits proudly on the throne as sect members bow and congratulate her on the ascension. Chuer reflects on the years she spent waiting for this opportunity. In her mind, aligning with the beast-taming alliance was the smartest decision she ever made. However, murmurs spread among the crowd. Some whisper that a coup happened and the real Empress has been harmed. Hearing these rumors, Chuer orders the guards to bring the people dissatisfied with her enthronement. A few moments later, the guards lead some prisoners into the hall, and it includes the elder of the law enforcement hall, Xiao Xiao. Using Xiao Xiao as an example, Chuer coldly announces that this is the fate of rebels and traitors. While at it, she declares that the former Empress, Mo, is already with the Maker, but Xiao Xiao does not believe it. She declares that Chuer plotted against Mo, but Chuer approaches her and slaps the crap out of her. She accuses a warden of not punishing the prisoners harshly, but he argues that Xiao Xiao is still an elder. Without hesitation, Chuer decapitates him and declares that Xiao Xiao is now a traitor. With that, Chuer takes out a heavy chain weapon and decides to deal with Xiao Xiao herself. Since Xiao Xiao does not want to submit, Chuer violently whips her with the chain till she collapses. Following that, Chuer offers another chance and orders Xiao Xiao to swear allegiance to her. Xiao Xiao's subordinates urge her to accept the new Empress's offer, but she refuses to acknowledge a fake. Enraged, Chuer decides to end her this time and powers up the chain for her next swing. Unable to escape the impending doom, Xiao Xiao thinks of Empress Mo in her final moments and hopes to meet her in the next life. Thankfully, Mo arrives in the nick of time and blocks Chuer's attack. After receiving the hit, Qin warns Mo about Chuer's strength because he felt some pain when he absorbed the impact of her attack. At that moment, Mo notices Xiao Xiao, who seems to have expected her return. Elated, she hugs Mo's leg and immediately blames the situation on Chuer's plots. Qin asks about her, and Mo recalls memories of her relationship with Xiao Xiao. She concludes that Xiao Xiao is a bootlicker, and he agrees. Just then, Qin drops back into his pupa form and boldly confronts Chuer for harming Mo's people. Annoyed, Chuer coldly asks why Mo is still alive when the Grand Elder already confirmed her death. Qin has the Grand Elder dragged in and asks if that is the same reliable source she was referring to. The Grand Elder apologizes to Chuer, but in her eyes, he loses his usefulness and becomes nothing more than trash. Before tensions can escalate further, Xiao Xiao rushes forward in excitement and grabs onto Mo's clothes, praising her for easily defeating the Grand Elder. Within the crowd, hidden spies observe the situation. They wonder why the previous Empress is back and decide to enjoy the show as internal conflict unfolds within the sect. Unbothered about the Grand Elder's defeat, Chuer coldly announces that she will send Mo to the Maker a second time. Just as she prepares to act, 3 geezers arrive and step forward to handle the small fries in her place. Xiao Xiao freaks out and wonders why they are siding with Chuer. Qin asks who they are, and Xiao Xiao introduces them as the 3 Grand Elders of the Spirit Beast sect, powerful beast tamers who have reached the Megrez realm. Confused, Qin wonders what Megrez means. Xiao Xiao initially brushes him off, claiming he would not understand, but Qin protests that she is underestimating him. She briefly explains the ranking system of beast tamers and lectures him on the 9 ranks for beast tamers. She lists them out from the highest to lowest and adds that these major realms are subdivided into 9 stages. Presumably, the higher the rank, the stronger the spirit beast they can form contracts with. In addition, a higher rank also improves coordination with spirit beasts. Qin asks about Mo's realm, and Xiao Xiao reveals that she was once in the 8th stage of the Fecta realm. She explains how Mo sacrificed her divine beast in the past when she was ambushed and claims that her realm probably dropped further after she contracted a useless beast like him. Qin Young fumes at the remark, but before he can respond, the three Grand Elders interrupt their chit-chat and order them to prepare for the afterlife. They confidently announce that their realms now surpass hers, especially since she lost some cultivation in the past. After their declarations, they summon their divine beasts, which include the bristle horse, giant horned deer, and double-headed snake. Without hesitation, they command them to attack, and the divine beasts lunge at Mo. She dodges, but the collision of their attack sends shockwaves through the courtyard, kicking up some dust and debris. Nearby sect members scramble to escape the area to avoid being caught in the crossfire. Despite the pressure, Mo remains calm, and Qin Young activates armament fusion at her request. Before she assesses the situation, Renyi orders his giant horned deer to charge at her, and it instantly obeys. Mo grabs it by the horn and pushes back, but soon admits its strength is overwhelming. While struggling to repel it, she suddenly coughs up blood. Renjia steps forward with a mocking smirk, explaining the strength of the double-headed snake's poison, which has already entered her system. He tells her to accept her fate and signals the others to finish her quickly, since she is already under his control. Renbing decides to handle the rest, and orders the bristle horse to unleash volleys of sharp main projectiles. With no way to retreat, Mo realizes she is in a bind. However, the projectiles aimed at her do not connect. Instead, Xiao Xiao steps in front of her and uses herself as a meat shield. As she collapses from the impact, she claims she is glad that Mo is doing great. Chen Mo watches as Xiao Xiao falls to the ground, and Xiao Xiao recalls all their happy memories together and is glad she got to protect her. Chen Mo desperately screams for Xiao Xiao, but the elders call Xiao Xiao a cannon fodder, who just wasted her life to save another piece of trash. On hearing this, Chen Mo gets pissed and emanates a red aura from her body, vowing not to forgive them. Still, the men look down on her, saying she isn't a match for them combined, and they command the giant horned deer to crush her, but to the deer's surprise, she lifts it up from its horns like a pro wrestler preparing to land a suplex. Shocked, having witnessed her overbearing strength despite being poisoned, they order the two-headed snake to swallow her whole, and as the snake charges at Chenmo, she senses them coming and whacks the creature with the deer, creating a huge explosion that sends the geezers flying. Once the debris and dust clears, they rush to check their beasts, and are shocked when they realize that she has killed the beasts with just her sheer force, so they find it unbelievable. The last of the elders who controls the bristle horse still thinks he's got the dog in him, so he belittles her and vows to send Chenmo and Xiao Xiao to the underworld together. With that, he orders the horse to use its full power, and the creature unleashes its mane of 1,000 blades. Once Qinyong sees what's coming, he screams and informs Chenmo that he can't block the attack, so she quickly grabs Xiao Xiao and leaps out of the way. While she runs around evading the blades, Qinyong asks the system for skills that can block the attack, and it informs him that the Emperor Lion digestion process, which is at 75%, will grant him a new skill once it reaches 80, so he wonders how much longer it will take. Chenmo does a very good job while the system calms and assures Qinyong that the skill will soon be ready. During that time, the elder commends them for their efforts but then calls it futile as he orders the horse to increase its firepower. The beast fires its mane harsher than before, and Chenmo leaps on the wall and dashes around to avoid the spikes. Just then, the system informs Qinyong that he has acquired the sacred Emperor Lion Roar Fist, so he tells Chenmo to quickly use the skill. Seeing as the spikes home in on her, she clenches her fist and fires the Lion Fist roar at the horse, killing it in a single blow. The attack leaves the elder shocked after witnessing his proud beast lose to just one of Chenmo's punches. The others realize that she has the first elder's spirit beast and wonders how, but the captured elder informs them that it's Qinyong, the Iron Pupa's doing. Utterly disgusted and disappointed in the elders, Chuer calls them trash for failing to defeat Chenmo, whom they labeled the Empress with ruined cultivation. Terrified, they beg her and ask for one more chance, vowing to kill Chenmo, but the new Empress silences them with her words and chains. Then she states that trash should be treated like garbage and cleaned up together. With the heads of the elders laid bare on the floor, Chuer calls them a waste of time, and Qinyong warns Chenmo to be careful of Chuer because the killing intent coming from her is more intense than that of the elders. Realizing she'll have to handle Chenmo and Qinyong herself, Chuer summons a giant rock ape. The creature, so massive, has its opponent gazing up at it like it's a story building. When the clanmen see it, they are shocked, and they confess it's their first time, but some who have info on the beast note that it's from the depths of the secret realm, and they wonder why it's in the open. The ones well-informed speak about how beasts like the giant rock ape are rumored to be victorious over peerless masters in the early stages of the Merrick realm. With that on their side, the men marvel, saying that with the help of such a strong beast like the giant rock ape, their sect will ascend to greater heights. Chuer then tells Chenmo that she'll give her one chance to kneel before her like a dog and lick her shoes, and only when she admits her incompetence will Chuer consider letting her live. Not surprisingly, Qin Yong tells Chuer to save the dream talk for when she's actually asleep, and Chen Mo agrees with him. As she dashes towards Chuer to fight her, Chuer orders the rock ape to crush the duo. Immediately, the ape throws a punch at them, but Chen Mo leaps on its fist, and from Qin Yong's order, she charges her lion roar fist, hoping to take the ape out in one hit. She then leaps into the air and fires the attack at it, but it does little damage to it, so in retaliation, the rock ape slams her to the ground. There, Qin Yong worriedly asks Chen Mo if she's okay and can continue to battle, and she reassures him. This time around, not giving them any time to rest, the giant rock ape throws another fist, but Chen Mo avoids it and makes a run for it. Qin Yong then advises her not to fight it head-on, but to find a way for it to lose its spiritual energy supply from its contractor. That way, the ape can't use its original power. So, just like the case with the Great Elder, Qin Yong advises her to go straight for Chuer, and with that, Chen Mo dashes straight at her while charging up her lion roar fist skill. Chuer, on the other hand, who realizes what their goal is, summons another beast called Rock-Dwelling Crab, and the monster immediately comes out to protect Chuer. Chuer then informs them that the Dwelling Crab has the strongest defense from the depths of the secret realm. No one can leave a scratch on its shell. Chen Mo notes that the Rock-Dwelling Crab's defense is even higher than the giant rock ape's. Chuer then orders the crab to use Pincer Frenzy, so Chen Mo tries to dodge the attacks but eventually gets caught. The ape also follows suit and smacks her to the ground, causing Chen Mo to pass out. Qin Yong tries to wake her up, but she's out cold, and in that moment, Chuer orders the ape to crush them, so the creature puts its hands together, and Qin Yong can only curse as he watches it brings its hands down on them. Suddenly, Qin Yong finds himself in a different space and learns from the system that the outside world is frozen, and he was brought there because his life was in danger. Because of this, the system grants him two choices. He either temporarily transfers all of Qilin's power to Chen Mo, and he'll turn into a full body armor, whereby losing his independence, or he prematurely activates combat mode, which has 50% of Qilin's ability, and Qin Yong gets to retain his independence. Remembering that Chen Mo is unconscious, Qin Yong, who never wanted to rely on her, whom he still vows to surpass, picks the second option. The system acknowledges his choice and then grants him a bonus activity, which allows him to devour Chris-tiered. His body then evolves, and in that moment, time resumes, so the giant rock ape's fist slams down on them, or so it thought. To its surprise, its fist is lifted, and Qin Yong yells at it not to think it can finish them off so easily. Qin Yong, who has now partially evolved to a dragon, surprises Chuer, who expected the ape to have dealt with them. The other members of the sect are shocked when they see the transformation, and they wonder how that's possible since ancient dragons vanished long ago from their world. Refusing to acknowledge Qin Yong's strength, Chuer says he only took the dragon's form, but he's still trash. She then orders the ape to use a giant rock punch, and the ape does as told, but just when the fist nearly strikes Qin Yong leaps at it and whacks the ape with its tail, forcing it to fall back and crash. The giant rock ape then tries to get up, but Qin Yong isn't having any of that, so he leaps at it and bonks it on the head, causing it to collapse. Utterly shocked, Chuer wonders how it's possible, but then Chen Mo takes a look at her and says she's up next. With her life threatened, Chuer orders the rock-dwelling crab to stop Qin Yong, so the crab charges at him, but Qin Yong, who's very confident in his abilities, states that the crab is just slightly harder, so he charges up the lion fist roar and tells Chuer to watch him break it. In one shot, he strikes the crab and it explodes into pieces. Only then does Chuer realize how dangerous Qin Yong is for demolishing her ultimate form of defense. Qin Yong then walks to her to settle scores, but she pulls out her trump card, which is telling him not to kill her, else he'll be targeted by the people from the Beast-Taming Alliance and they'll hunt him down no matter where he hides. Curious, Qin Yong asks her what she's talking about and who the Beast-Taming Alliance is, but as she tries to elaborate on the matter, a voice orders her to shut her mouth, saying she has said too much. An invisible hand then reaches for her heart, but Chuer pleads with it, begging that she hasn't revealed anything about them. In that instant, the voice orders her to die there, and its hand squashes her heart. Immediately, Chuer pukes blood and falls to the ground, dead. Shocked, Qin Yong calls for her, and he wonders if she's gone, and this scares her sect members, not just because of her demise, but the Beast-Taming Alliance Chuer mentioned, because they know it as an organization that goes around destroying things under the banner of beast liberation. Just from their murmurs, Qin Yong learns little about the Beast organization, and even the rest elder notes that the matter has gotten complicated. Elsewhere, a man named Chulong walks off, saying that relying on someone like Chuer wouldn't work, which is why if they want to liberate the spirits in the region, then he's the one who'll have to do it. Chen Mo wakes up shortly afterwards and is surprised to see Qin Yong's new transformation, so he informs her that he has gained a new ability. Xiao Xiao also wakes up, surprised she isn't dead, and wonders why she's sticky. She realizes that her wounds are all gone, and once she spots Chen Mo, she watches the entire sect bow to Chen Mo and welcome her back to the throne. Qin Yong is amazed after watching them kneel before him, but Xiao Xiao rushes over and clings to Chen Mo like always. As Chen Mo tells her to let go, Qin Yong is glad that they have a place to stay. Suddenly, everyone hears a scream coming from outside, so Qin Yong carries Chen Mo and goes outside with Xiao Xiao to check what's happening. To their surprise, they see that all the guards stationed outside are dead. Suddenly, a beast descends from the sky, but Chen Mo warns Qin Yong about it just in time, and thanks to that, they evade the spirit beast's attack just in time. Qin Yong looks up, wondering what kind of monster attacked them, but then Chulang shows up and applauds his reaction before stating that it's expected since every member of the 6 fearsome beasts is at least the metal realm or higher. Upon hearing him, Qin Yong realizes that Chulang was the one behind the incident, and Chulang tells him that since Chuer made a deal with their alliance leader, but after gaining power, she failed to take down the spirit beast sect for them. Not only that, but she also blabbered about their existence, so it was only natural for death to come her way. Once Chulang assures Qin Yong that he'll be joining Chuer soon, Qin Yong puts Chen Mo down and immediately leaps to attack Chulang, noting that he has to take out a powerful enemy while off guard. Then he fires his dragon roar at him, but then realizes that Chulang is no longer there. Right above Qin Yong, the spirit wolf appears and smacks him to the ground, causing Chen Mo to worry. As Qin Yong reassures her that everything is fine, Chulang, who appears on top of building, takes a look at Qin Yong and says Qin Yong was the one who defeated a powerful member like Yi Qing. So he expected him to be very strong, but seeing how Qin Yong got folded shows he's weak. With that, Chulang snaps his fingers and orders the Shadow Wolf to finish Qin Yong off, and the Shadow Wolf roars before charging right at Qin Yong. Qin Yong dodges the first attack, but doesn't do anything about the follow-up. The Shadow Wolf then pins him to the ground, and Qin Yong admits that not only is the monster so strong, but its movements are hard to predict. But with the creature close to him, Qin Yong seizes his chance, saying he doesn't care what kind of spirit beast the Shadow Wolf is, and he orders it to die. Qin Yong releases his lion dragon roar right into the wolf's face, and the attack clears the sky. Xiao Xiao and Chen Mo are impressed by Qin Yong's strength, and Qin Yong takes it that he has dealt with the monster. Unfortunately for him, the Shadow Wolf appears right beside him, and before Qin Yong can react, it grabs him and slams him into the ground. Chulang then mocks Qin Yong, and it makes Chen Mo worried about him due to the Shadow Wolf's strength. Still, Qin Yong staggers to his feet and curses Chulang, who is impressed at Qin Yong's determination, so he orders the Shadow Wolf to use Shadow Impact. Immediately, the beast roars and lunges at Qin Yong, but Qin Yong avoids it, noting that he can't face the wolf head-on, so he must find its weak point. Chulang then surprises Qin Yong by revealing that the wolf wasn't done with its attack. Immediately, the Shadow Wolf grabs Qin Yong's tail and slams him about, but Qin Yong, who is unrelentless, grabs a hold of the wolf and says he has finally caught it. He notes that since the wolf always solidifies when it attacks, so as long as the wolf is attacking, then he can counterattack. In that instant, while still latching onto the wolf, Qin Yong fires his lion's roar shockwave at it. Once he sees that the wolf has disappeared, he wonders if his attack had connected, but then the wolf manifests nearby, and Chulang speaks about how ridiculous it was for Qin Yong to have found out the spirit wolf's weakness, so Chulang orders the Shadow Wolf to use the instant kill clone formation to restrain Qin Yong. Just as ordered, the beast opens many portals around Qin Yong and attacks him in all directions, giving him no chance at all to counterattack. Worried, Chen Mo tries rushing in to save him, but Xiao Xiao pulls her back and warns her not to go else she'd be caught in the crossfire, so she calls it suicidal and then suggests they flee, but Chen Mo disagrees. Qin Yong, on the other hand, tries to protect himself from the barrages, but then the system warns him that he doesn't have enough spiritual energy, so his partial dragon transformation will be cancelled in a minute. Qin Yong notes that he has to break free as soon as possible, but just then Chen Mo dashes towards him but is knocked back by the Shadow Wolf. Chulang laughs at her, calling her sentimental, but then asks her to hand over the Spirit Beast sect and work for him, otherwise he'll keep torturing Qin Yong till he dies. So he tells her to think fast about it. Chen Mo grits her teeth in anger, but Qin Yong tells her not to agree with the terms, because he'll find a way to beat Chulang. Also, Chulang doesn't dare kill him. Chulang then yells at him to stop acting tough, then orders the Shadow Wolf to crush Qin Yong's head. The beast immediately leaps at Qin Yong, and Qin Yong sees it as his chance to counterattack, so he charges his foot and clashes right on with the wolf. The impact scatters nearly everywhere and sends Chen Mo flying. Chen Mo then worriedly calls out to him after seeing the effect of their bout, but then Qin Yong reveals he's okay. Chulang, who isn't pleased, scoffs at Qin Yong for escaping the instant kill move, but then claims that Qin Yong can't scratch him. Qin Yong then laughs at him and says he shouldn't get cocky. And that's when Chulang sees the rock ape's corpse and realizes who defeated the beast. He immediately commands the Shadow Wolf to kill Qin Yong, but Qin Yong activates the Devour system and instantly consumes the rock ape. The Spirit Wolf then attacks Qin Yong, and the ladies worry about him, but then the debris clears, revealing Qin Yong has activated the rock ape's skin hardening technique. Chulong immediately orders the shadow wolf to bite Qinyong's throat, and as the monster attacks him, it loses some of its teeth, so Qinyong uses that chance to smack the wolf backwards. Now cocky, he declares the wolf isn't so strong, and this pisses Chulong, who declares that Qinyong isn't the only one who can devour and evolve. In that instant, he orders the shadow wolf to transform into a moon shadow werewolf. Red energy surrounds the creature, and it grows so enormous that Chulong tells Qinyong to feel true fear. He orders the werewolf to use Moon Shadow Ram, and immediately the werewolf strikes Qinyong, sending him bouncing on the cliffs before crashing. Without giving Qinyong time to recover, the werewolf smacks him into the sky before preparing a beam and launching it at Qinyong. Thankfully, Qinyong sees the attack, so he retaliates with his own dragon roar, offsetting it and creating a huge explosion. By the time Qinyong lands, the werewolf comes after him and bites through his stone armor, causing him to bleed. Still, Qinyong counterattacks with an electric charged kick, smacking the wolf backwards. He watches as the wolf gets up and notes that the attack connected, and this time around, the wolf didn't turn into a shadow, so Qinyong wonders if the wolf abandoned its shadow ability for power. He then decides to test out his theory to see whose attack is greater, so he attacks the werewolf with a fully charged stomp, and the attack creates shockwaves. Back at the sect ground, since Chulong's spirit is away fighting Qinyong, Xiao utilizes the opportunity to summon her green grass spirit beast. The plant-like monster shows up, and Xiao orders it to use its wild growth on Chulong. Suddenly, Chulong sees vines latching onto him, and when he sees who's responsible, Xiao dashes at him with a plant sword before chopping him off. To her surprise, he respawns like a game character and scoffs at her, calling her a mere Migrez realm weakling who cares to challenge him. He immediately activates Shadow Burial, but she commands her beast to use Green Vine Wall. Vines instantly sprout up and counter the shadow attacks, so she follows up by ordering her beast to use Green Vine Skynet. As the monster entraps Chulong with vines, Xiao tells Chen Mo to hurry up and join Qinyong, since the farther a beast spirit is from its master, the weaker it becomes. Xiao then pleads with Chen Mo to take care of Chulong's beast while she holds him back. Chen Mo then dashes off towards the monsters fighting, but Chulong asks Xiao if she thinks he'd let her get away. He summons his sword and strikes Xiao, but she parries his attack before saying that while Chen Mo takes care of his beast, she'll ensure he stays with her and keeps him company. Chulong feels insulted for a mere Migrez realm weakling to think she can sacrifice herself to stop him, so he tells her she's underestimating him and vows to let her experience the absolute insurmountable gap between her Migrez realm and his Merrick realm. Meanwhile, the two beasts evenly trade blows, and at one point the werewolf tries striking Qinyong, but Qinyong appears right behind it with a dragon's flame shockwave, knocking the werewolf backwards. But as the werewolf tanks the attack, Qinyong leaps at it like a cannon bolt and smacks it with his tail. Despite receiving the hit, the werewolf counterattacks with a strong kick that sends Qinyong flying several meters away. As Qinyong struggles to catch his breath, he wonders why his power has weakened so much, so the system tells him that a contracted spirit beast grows weaker the farther it is from its contractor. Shocked to hear such news, Qinyong yells at the system for not telling him sooner, but it responds, saying Qinyong didn't ask. While Qinyong vents his frustration, Chen Mo tries calling out to him and he hears her voice in his head. She tells him that Chulong is being held up by Xiao while she's on her way to him, and immediately she gets there, they'll take out the werewolf in one go. Qinyong sees that the beast is ready to fight, and he tells Chen Mo not to show up yet. She wonders why, but then she tells him that she's already there. In that instant, the werewolf vanishes from Qinyong's view and lunges itself straight at Chen Mo. It crashes so hard that it causes an explosion, but when the debris clears, it sees that Qinyong had shown up and taken the attack straight to the chest. Qinyong grabs the werewolf by the hand before using his tail to whack it off balance, sending it crashing into the valley. The piercing attack Qinyong took earlier to save Chen Mo causes him to bleed, so he falls to the ground, and the system warns him that he is in danger of dying due to suffering from excessive blood loss. Worried, Chen Mo frantically moves around, wondering what she can do to save him, and just then, the system informs her that it senses a strong desire from her, so it activates her exclusive skill. A message then pops up with a choice for her to activate the soul contract. Barely conscious, Qinyong hears her mention the soul contract and then recalls getting a special skill when he transmigrated to this world. Immediately, Chen Mo accepts the offer, saying she'll do anything to save Qinyong, and once the system confirms her choice, it activates her new ability. In that instant, a powerful energy erupts from her and fuses into him. Qinyong is brimming with power, and Chen Mo tells him that she has used the soul contract to fuse with him, boosting his abilities by more than double, but it'll last for 30 seconds, so he should end the fight within 30 seconds. Qinyong says that with this current power, 30 seconds is more than enough for him to win. The werewolf then fires its Moon Shadow destruction cannon at Qinyong, but Qinyong says it's useless because none of its moves will work on him now. He deflects the cannon and the werewolf immediately makes clones of itself and charges right at Qinyong. Young reads its move, saying it's too slow, and then pounces on the original werewolf, saying he can see which one is the real one at a glance. He pins it to the ground and says a Merrick Realm Spirit Beast isn't all that great. Young creates a very huge attack and then fires the Crimson Lotus Breath, which disintegrates the Shadow Beast into nothingness. Seeing that there are no remains, Young says there's nothing for him to devour. The time of the soul contract duration ends, and Young and Mo return to their normal forms. Young then tells Mo that it's time for them to go back and beat the heck out of Chulang, and Mo agrees. Outside the beast sect, Xiao holds off Chulang, and she curses at his overbearing strength for still being so strong despite expending so much energy. He fires Shadow Burial, a multi-type attack that flies straight at Xiao, but she summons vine walls to block the attacks. She then creates sunflowers and rains down beams of light at him, but Chulang evades the rays. While he avoids the attacks, Xiao summons vines to crush him, but Chulang cuts through them like pickles and tells her it's no use. He then leaps at her and activates the shadow-devouring wave. Sensing the strong attack, Xiao creates multiple green vine walls to block it, but then the attack cuts through the walls, and she realizes a bit too late that she can't stop it. She gets struck by it and survives, and this pisses Chulang off for not killing her in one hit. Suddenly he senses a different aura and realizes that the Moon Shadow Werewolf has been defeated, so he plans to head over to Young and Mo to kill them while they are off guard. There, Xiao recalls how Mo looked for her when they were little and found her sobbing at the foot of a pond. Back then, Xiao had run off in the middle of her training. So Mo worriedly looked for her, and having found her, Xiao self-loathed and yelled at Mo to leave her alone because she couldn't beat anyone. Mo then asked her why she always wanted to compete with others in terms of strength. But after learning that Xiao believed strength was everything and it was the only way to match her high cultivation level, Mo advised her that her observation skills were the strongest anyone had ever seen. Mo encouraged her, saying that if Xiao used her observation skills well, then she could even find a way to deal with people who are 1 or 2 tiers higher than her, and all she had to do was believe in herself and not give up easily. Currently motivated, Xiao gets on her feet and calls Chulang's attention, ordering him to stop. Surprised that she can still move, he fires the same attack at her again, intending to kill her, but she sidesteps it and dashes towards him. While at it, Xiao notes that she is certain that from the very beginning, all of Chulang's attacks have been from the shadows. So she orders her beast to use Flower Sea on Chulang, and in that instant the entire floor is covered with flowers, which then emanate a bright light. Surprised by the attack, Chulang wonders if she has seen through his abilities, and she confirms it for him by saying his source of power is from another beast hiding in the shadows, and as long as she cuts off his connection to the shadows, he can't use the immense power. As a last resort, Chulang tries ordering his Shadow Fox to come out, but the bright light traps it, so Xiao closes the gap between them and slashes him once more. This time around, she says it's over because the attack works, causing his blood to splatter all over her and the beautiful flower garden. Chulang curses after being cut down for losing to someone from a lower tier. He releases his shadow aura, and Xiao realizes that he's about to escape, so she sends her vines to attack him, and when they do, only a doll is left in Chulang's stead. Surprised, she realizes that Chulang must have substituted himself, and she finally gives in to the fact that it isn't simple to defeat someone from the Merrick realm. With the danger gone, Xiao collapses. But a short while later, Mo and Young get to her and see how badly injured she is. As Young notes that his tongue can't heal her severe injuries in a short time, they hear a voice from behind congratulating them and see a rift in space. From it, the goddess of the plane emerges and tells them that they have now become people who can stand on their own and also gained qualifications to compete for the throne. Although surprised to see her, Young asks her what she means and dumbs it down for him by revealing that they will be participating next in a battle royale. He asks her why and remembers she didn't tell them anything like this while transmigrating, but then the goddess explains that although she's benevolent enough not to refuse a wandering soul, the current plan has a population limit that, when exceeded, collapses the world balance and eventually destroys the world. Now, methods of protection vary according to each world, and back in their original world, natural disasters often occur to cull the population. But in her own plane, everyone is equal, which is why, rather than deciding who should live and die, they have the right to decide for themselves. She then tells the system to show them the rules, and immediately it lists out an entire PDF explaining how it works. Firstly, all transmigrators will be granted the King Candidate qualification and given 2,000 points. Secondly, the King candidates can form a team with other King or non-King candidates, with the one with the most votes becoming the team leader. While non-King candidates can't vote, they, alongside King candidates, cannot defy the leader's orders. But when a leader is killed in combat, the next leader will be decided by a new vote. During that time, every King candidate has the right to leave the team. The final surviving King candidate or the team will gain the right to return to their original world and take all the points they have obtained. They must also complete the current objective within the time limit, otherwise they will face the death penalty. The objective is for them to absorb or eliminate one king candidate or team in the next 13 days to gain 2,000 points, else they'll be doomed. As Qinyong and Chenmo digest the rules, the goddess informs them that the exchange rate between the points in this current plane and the currency from their original world is 100, and the more they get, the more they can take with them when they return. Also, based on their performance, they can receive incentives. For starters, she informs them that the stage for the Battle Royale is the entire Yunling continent which they are on, and there, 100 king candidates will compete for their chance. She teaches them how to use the system to activate the map and see not just the entire continent, but also their location and also that of other king candidates. Qinyong is shocked when he sees so many king candidates, but then asks why don't they form one big team and go back together with the guaranteed 2,000 points. The goddess tells him that if he thinks like that, he would be wrong because the reason he was chosen was because he has an urgent reason to return. And to know that reason, she snaps her fingers and tells them to experience it for themselves. Immediately, Qinyong is transported back to his world, and he is surprised to see his apartment building. Suddenly, his mom sees him and cries happily now that he has returned, and she hugs him, saying she won't be alone anymore. Surprised, he asks about his father, and she takes him to the hospital, where she explains how his old man worked himself to the bone searching for him when he went missing. As a result, it caused his old illness to relapse and worsen, and he lost consciousness. She explains that his dad is kept alive thanks to the ventilator, and his treatment will cost a lot of money. But she has scraped some for the time being and was heading home to get some of his clean clothes when she bumped into him. She tells Qinyong that his dad will be happy to see him return, so she tells him to come and visit the old man after his classes. His mom talks about how times are tough for them, but they still have to save up for his follow-up treatments, and as long as they work together, mother and son, they can get through the situation. She starts coughing all of a sudden, and Qinyong worries about her, but she assures him that she's fine, so he hugs her and she's surprised, and he tells her that he suddenly felt like it's been a long time since he did that. Inwardly, Qinyong notes that even though his mom has bronchitis, she's usually fine because she takes her medicine, but for her to be coughing so badly means she can't afford her medicine anymore. He then remembers the rules of the Battle Royale about how the points for the Battle Royale can be exchanged for money, so he vows to win it and come back with a ton of money. Chenmo, on the other hand, is also at a hospital where she talks to her unconscious mother and narrates how it's thanks to Qinyong that she can communicate with people, despite sucking at it so badly. She mentions her adventure in the other world and Zhao Xiao, her new friend, calling her a weirdo who has a good heart. Chenmo opens up on how, after her dad passed away, she became terrified of seeing anyone she had a connection with leave before her eyes, and that was why she couldn't make friends. Now she sobs, wondering how things turned out this way, and why something so bad had to still happen to her, despite her predicament. Earlier, when the goddess brought her back, Chenmo learned from the doctor that her mother had a stress reaction after she disappeared, and it caused her to enter a vegetative state. On the bright side, her old lady's condition wasn't that bad as long as she cooperated with the follow-up treatment. Also, Chenmo is required to come to the hospital every day to talk to her mom to help her get better, but then the follow-up treatment will cost a lot of money. Chenmo realizes that no matter how much she currently works on Earth, she can't afford the treatment, but participating in and winning the Battle Royale will make such a problem go away. At the same time, when Chenmo and Qinyong draw the same conclusions, the goddess summons them back to her plane and then asks them if they think of slacking off. They immediately look at each other and vow to be back together to their world by becoming the strongest and seize the throne. Not far from the spirit beast sect in Mibosong Valley, Gu Yue, the valley's witch, reports to her sect master that they've investigated the situation at the spirit beast sect and confirmed that king candidates have also appeared there. The sect master, Jiang Fan, confirms his theory because of the recent commotion that happened over at the spirit beast sect, so he was certain it had to be other transmigrators. He then orders Guyue to take her people and immediately take down the king's candidate at the spirit beast sect. As she accepts his order, Jiang says he won't allow anyone to take the throne that belongs to him. After all, he's the only one qualified for it. Later that night, at the spirit beast sect, Qinyong and Chenmo check on Zhao Xiao, whom they claim the elders have treated for her injuries. As they hope for her to get better, suddenly, the space above them opens and the goddess pulls them both into it. Qinyong immediately realizes where he's at and looks at his human form, but once he sees Qinyong standing bare in front of him, he nearly dies from a nosebleed. The goddess praises their spirits for choosing to participate in the Royale, but then she tells them she has some bad news, which is why they were hesitating to register for the tournament. Only one ticket remained. She shows them the ticket and informs them that it means one of them will be left in this plane forever, and they are to decide amongst themselves who will compete in the Battle Royale. Without wasting time, they point at each other, believing the other person is the better candidate. and they are surprised that they didn't pick themselves, so Chin Yong asks why, saying it's only natural for her to go back to their world and resume being the perfect invisible Chenmo. But then she looks downcast and reveals that in their world, everybody hated her, and even her parents thought of her as a burden. Chin Yong is surprised by this because he had always thought that many people looked up to her as the perfect role model. But then Chenmo tells him it was just superficial, and she reminds him of when they had just resumed school and how all the students isolated her and wouldn't talk to her, but he was the only one who truly wanted to get close and surpass her. Back then, when he first saw her, he challenged her to track racing, but his fellow students dragged him away and called her a threat to his life because of the rumor they had picked up from the girls about Chenmo having a sugar daddy. Still, Chin Yong didn't care one bit about that even when she told him directly, and all he wanted to do was prove he was better than her. Realizing how different he was from the others, she accepted and looked forward to his challenges every day, hoping he'd surpass her. Currently, Chenmo admits that she doesn't want to go back to a world without him, and the airhead struggles to recall how they had first met. After listening to them, the goddess understands the bond they share, and then confesses that she wasn't finished with what she was saying earlier, and the two of them only need one ticket. They are shocked by the revelation, so the goddess reminds Chenmo of the soul contract she signed with Chin Yong and how the contract made their souls one, and that's why one ticket is enough for them. Also, because of their excellent performance in the novice trial, the goddess reveals she'll grant them one ability or item from the trial. Dumbfounded, Chin Yong asks her what she means by the novice trial, and the goddess explains that the trial is used to get them familiar with the current world, and only by passing can they enter the main map and participate in the next game. Utterly shocked, Chin Yong asks if everything they had been doing was fake, but the goddess corrects him by revealing that she did give them beginner's protection. If not, they wouldn't have been capable of defeating a powerful beast without it. Chenmo then tells Chin Yong that they'll need to think carefully and choose a powerful skill for the goddess to grant them, so she asks him which one they should pick. Chin Yong thinks about it briefly, then suggests they take Xiao Xiao. Shocked by his decision, Chenmo asks him why he picked her. After all, an ability would be more advantageous for the battle royale. Instead, Chin Yong tells her that they can always gain more abilities by devouring other spirit beasts, but a loyal partner is hard to come by. The goddess then asks him if he's sure he wants to take Xiao Xiao, and once Chin Yong confirms his choice, she fulfills his wish before telling him that she looks forward to his future performance. By the time Chin Yong opens his eyes, he's back in the spirit beast sect and held tightly by Chenmo. She sees he's awake and gladly tells him they have to do their best together from that moment onwards. He gets embarrassed and reminds her that she has forgotten something, and it's Xiao Xiao who is still injured, so he says that if they don't save her, they'll have a wasted reward. Curious, she asks him if he has a way to heal her, and he tells her that since they are still in the novice mission, he feels his own abilities have gotten stronger after devouring the giant rock ape. He licks his lips, saying her injuries look like it will require a more thorough and deeper treatment. Coincidentally, Xiao Xiao opens her eyes and she sees Chin Yong flailing his tongue close to her as he prepares to treat her, but the sight of it scares her, so she screams so loudly that the guards hear her. Shortly afterwards, Chenmo asks Chin Yong if he's done healing Xiao Xiao, but Chin Yong, who got slapped by Xiao Xiao, informs her that once the saliva on her body dries, Xiao Xiao will be fine. Xiao Xiao curses him, but Chin Yong tells Chenmo how energetic Xiao Xiao looks. Scarred by what she had to go through, she leaps into Chenmo's hands and asks her to discipline Chin Yong, whom she refers to as a shameless insect. Insulted, he yells at her that he did what he had to do to save her, but then she doesn't believe him. Instead, she takes it as the heavens moved by her devotion to Chenmo, and at this point, Chin Yong realizes that she's beyond saving. Suddenly, the goddess of the plain announces to the king's candidates that the beginner's trial is about to end and all their previously acquired abilities will be reset and erased. Chin Yong and Chenmo are surprised, and they watch as the king's contention system is loaded completely. The goddess then pops out to explain the rules to them, and Chin Yong is frustrated, so he asks her if their lives are just a game to her. She goes straight to the point by telling him it's best he knows the rules, and she reveals they will now enter the true other world. In this world, each cultivator may possess only one spirit beast, and the beast's level is bound to its master. As she tells them that the level ranges from 1 to 100, Chin Yong asks her why the people from the Beast Alliance can use multiple spirit beasts, but then she tells him it's for him to discover on the world map himself. She continues with the rules, saying that when both master and beast level up enough, they unlock new skills, and might even evolve into new forms. She informs them that spirit beasts also have unique attributes, which is why some restrain while others complement, so she tells them to coordinate and counter properly in battle. Another thing is that every king's candidate gets a system map that shows major locations of the world. When candidates are close, they'll get a proximity alert, but not an exact identity. Candidates can form a team of up to 5 members, and it's best they ensure their beast's attributes complement and counter well. Young looks at Xiao Xiao and says picking her was the right call for such a team game. Confused, she asks him who he's talking to, so he tells her they're about to enter a very dangerous trial and if she'd like to tag along. She makes faces at him in response, asking him why she'd like to follow, but when he tells her that Mo wants her to join them, Xiao Xiao immediately changes stance in support. The goddess then informs them that to prevent the players from slacking off, the world map boundary will continuously shrink, and anyone outside it will be attacked by endless beast hordes. Shocked, Young and Mo check the map to see how far they are from the boundary, and to their surprise, they realize that they are outside the boundary's circle, which means they can get attacked by monsters at any moment. After discovering that they are in trouble, Mo grabs Young and Xiao Xiao, who complain due to having no time to dress up. Within minutes, the trio storms out of the sect and they run into the Great Elder alongside the sect men who wonder where they are headed. The Great Elder, who realizes that they are about to leave, tries persuading Mo to stay behind and lead them, but she throws him the sect master's ring of the Spirit Beast sect, and Young informs them that he'll be traveling with Mo, which is why from that moment onwards, the Great Elder shall be their next sect master. Shocked, the old man disagrees and insists that Mo is the only one who can bring their sect to glory. As they plead with Mo not to leave them, the king's candidates are informed that the battle royal has begun, hence all their candidates' levels are reset to 1. Then, from the map, they learn that an unidentified beast tide is approaching, so Young yells at the sect members to obey his final order, and as they run off, Mo tells them they have urgent business to deal with, so they should continue the coronation for the new emperor. As much as the Great Elder calls for them to wait, the trio leaves them to eat their dust. As they head towards the barrier, Xiao Xiao asks why they are leaving in such a hurry, so Mo explains to her that there's a beast tide coming. As she wonders if the beast tide nearby won't attack the Spirit Beast sect, the system informs them that beast tides only target king's candidates participating in the war, and once Young learns of this, he praises the goddess's culling game. Mo then asks Young how far away they are from the beast tide, and when he checks the map, he learns they are less than 300 meters away. They continue running and are worried, but then Young sees the monster is catching up to them, and within a few seconds, the beast tide overlaps with them. At that point, they stop and check their environment, but do not see any monster around, so Xiao Xiao asks Young if he made a mistake, and he hopes he did. Suddenly a rabbit appears, so Xiao Xiao walks towards it and laughs, saying they are afraid of the bunny. Young, who has had his fair share of the monster, yells at Xiao Xiao not to approach the rabbit, but to run. She looks at him as if he's tripping and calls Young a coward for being terrified of it, but he informs her that the bunny isn't ordinary, but a bouncy rabbit. Immediately, the bouncy rabbit, which is many levels above them, opens its monstrous mouth and nearly devours Xiao Xiao. She immediately bolts for it and joins the others who are being chased by the rabbit. While at it, Young insults her for not knowing how dangerous the bouncy rabbit is, despite all her time in the Spirit Beast sect. As a rebuttal, Xiao Xiao says she has been training in the sect since childhood, and it isn't her fault she doesn't know about the weird beasts from outside. Just then, the bouncy rabbit king spits out lots of mini rabbits who chase after the trio, so Young leaps off Mo and says it's time for him to step in. He inhales and prepares to fire the sacred Emperor Lion Roar, but to his surprise he burps, and that's when he remembers that his skills have been reset, and in such a state, even the weakest bouncy rabbit can devour him. Within seconds, the mini rabbits pounce on him and start chewing him. Luckily, Mo rushes in and swats them off like flies to protect her beloved Young. After getting rescued, Young asks the system to know the skills they can use, and after examining his profile, he learns that they can still fuse, so he tells Mo to fuse with him and defeat the bunnies. She immediately activates the skill and starts squashing the bunnies, but due to their overwhelming size, the duo nearly gets jumped, but thanks to Xiao Xiao, who activates her Spirit Beast's plant skill, a plant wall erupts, blocking the rabbits from munching on them. Young then thanks her for saving him, but she says she only did it for Mo. They observe the plant walls, and seeing as the rabbits are munching the vines, they realize it won't hold on much longer. Frustrated, Young notes that they'll die of exhaustion if they don't end things there, which is why they need to finish the bunnies fast. Xiao Xiao, who is worried about their situation, asks how they plan to defeat the bunnies, and Young tells her that they simply need to defeat the king. Just then, the rabbits bite through the walls and start pouring down, but then Mo leaps into their midst and goes further back. As they kill the bunnies charging at them, Young informs Xiao Xiao that he and Mo will attack the Rabbit King, and all Xiao Xiao has to do is open a path with her Spirit Beast's skill. Xiao Xiao gets defensive and yells at Young not to order her about and swears to make him pay if anything happens to Mo. She immediately uses her vines to kill all the bunnies charging at them, and Mo leaps from tree to tree till she lands a dropkick on the Rabbit King. It tries to attack her, but she avoids it and lands a charged fist, sending the Rabbit King crashing into a tree, killing it in one blow. With it dead, Young goes to consume it right away, And after that, he spits out the crown before asking the mini-rabbits if they want to continue fighting. Terrified of his new strength, they scram, and the system raises Chenmo and Qinyong's level from 1 to 3. But as Qinyong marvels at their achievement, Xiao rushes back to them and tells them it's not the time to celebrate because they are surrounded by a beast tide. Xiao exclaims, believing they are cooked, but then Qinyong tells her not to give up, and it surprises her, so she asks him if he has a way. He then tells them to hold on to him since it's time to test the skill he got from devouring the Rabbit King. Xiao, who isn't sure if he's got what it takes, latches onto him nevertheless, and when she sees the monsters closing in on them, she yells at him to get them out of there, so he compresses his tail and then leaps very high into the sky. Even though they had avoided the monsters, they have a new problem, which is how to survive from the free fall after reaching the maximum height. Xiao worriedly asks Qinyong if they are going to fall to their death, and he tells her he doesn't know. After all, he never intended to jump that far. Scared to death, Xiao summons her spirit beast and orders it to use Flower Sea. The beast immediately grows vines and flowers to cover the entire ground, and they fall into it. Qinyong crashes headfirst into the Flower Sea, and he's glad that he survived. But then Xiao calls out to him to get them out of the new mess they are in. He turns around and sees them tangled in strange positions, and the sight nearly knocks the air out of his lungs. After regaining his senses, Qinyong calls Xiao unbelievable for getting trapped in her own ability, but then she blames him for being the very cause, so she yells at him to get them down. He looks at her like a finished person, then leaps to bite off the vines, tying them up. Within seconds, he sets them free, but Xiao faceplants on the ground, so she curses Qinyong, unlike Chenmo, who lands gracefully. Qinyong then asks where they are, and Chenmo confirms they are inside the borders. Suddenly, the entire area inside and outside the map is covered by dense fog. Xiao quickly calls on Chenmo, saying it's best they leave right away, but Qinyong disagrees by informing her that with the forest being so foggy, there are a lot of unknown dangers, so acting rashly is just like asking for death. Still, Xiao tells him it's better that way than waiting to die, but Qinyong shushes her and says he's trying to think of a solution. He then concludes that since they leveled up twice after defeating the bouncy Rabbit King, they should put all the attribute points they got from leveling up into defense. This shocks Chenmo, who always knew him as the type who wants to gain power and get stronger, so she asks him why, but then he tells her that their enemy is hidden while they are exposed. Hence, having a higher defense is the best way to protect themselves and to counterattack. Realizing Qinyong is switching stance to protect her, Chenmo blushes hard while noting that Qinyong is willing to give up a ton of his obsession for her sake. The weirdo, on the other hand, tells the system to put all the attribute points they've gained into defense, and the system increases Qinyong's defense by a lot. Right after, Qinyong spots a figure moving through the trees, and once it leaps at Chenmo, he pushes her away from danger, but he gets struck in the process. Worried, Chenmo and Xiao try to confirm if Qinyong is okay, and he tells them he's fine thanks to his defense, which is the only thing that's strong enough. From the system, Qinyong learns that the monster right ahead is a Grim Reaper mantis of level 15. Realizing how high the mantis's level is, Qinyong warns them to be careful and then thanks his stars for the rabbit attribute he got, because that was why he could react and save Chenmo. Immediately, the mantis dashes straight at Qinyong, but to its surprise, Chenmo sends it flying with a kick because she's pissed at it for hurting Qinyong, so she vows not to forgive it. Despite the mantis being knocked back, it returns to attack them once more, but the duo immediately fuses and clashes with it. The mantis moves very fast, and Qinyong warns Chenmo about its speed, but despite the heads up, she can barely react to it. As she parries the mantis's attacks, she asks Qinyong if they can catch up to it using Extreme Leap, but he tells her no, because he can't precisely control the power and direction of the jump. He then yells at Xiao to stop watching and use her Grass Spirit. She immediately argued with him before proceeding to use her Grass Spirit. Multiple vines immediately sprout from the ground to attack the mantis, and when they almost seize its leg, the mantis vanishes before spreading its wings and flying higher than the range of the vines. Qinyong curses while noting that the mantis seems to look down on them because it can fly, so he makes up his mind and initiates deeper integration. The feature initializes, and Chenmo unlocks leg armor, and in that instant, she leaps at the mantis. While at it, Qinyong declares that although he cannot fly, he can jump. Chenmo moves so fast that she catches up to the mantis in midair and punches a hole through it, even surprising Xiao. The corpse drops, and Xiao praises Chenmo, ignoring Qinyong as usual. Right after that, the system informs them that they have leveled up twice again. Even Xiao's spirit levels up, and she's surprised by the system notification, wondering what it means. Qinyong then realizes that she can see the same interface like the king's candidates, so he takes it that it's because they are in the same group. Despite their victory, Qinyong finds it uneasy because it felt like the mantis was going slower than before, and even though the mantis didn't expect the extreme jump, it still could have avoided the hit. Chenmo agrees with him, but Xiao complains of being lightheaded, She suddenly starts coughing blood and they are shocked since she didn't overexert herself. Chin Yong then takes a look around and concludes the mist is toxic. He sees a lot of birds dropping to the ground and then realizes how potent the mist toxins are and concludes it must have been what affected the mantis. He analyzes the situation and notes that even high-level creatures are affected by the mist, but then Xiao Xiao tells him it isn't time to analyze the poison because if they don't detoxify soon, they're all dead. Disappointed, Chin Yong calls Xiao Xiao slow, and while it pisses her off, he asks her if she hasn't noticed that she has gained a new skill. She immediately checks her system window and is surprised to see a purification skill. Chin Yong then informs her that the skill can easily neutralize the toxic mist around them, and for the first time, Xiao Xiao praises Chin Yong for being observant. She then activates the purification skill, and the entire vicinity is surrounded by green lights which tackle the toxins. As the balls of light erase the discomfort, Chen Mo learns thanks to Chin Yong that members can share information, and he tells her that it was just recently that he found out. Still, for noticing such a trump card in such a dangerous situation, Chen Mo silently praises Chin Yong, calling him the bug she adores. After the purification sets in, Xiao Xiao checks and confirms Chen Mo is good, and this pisses Chin Yong because Xiao Xiao didn't ask about his health. Meanwhile, a red figure crawls silently some meters away from them, but Chin Yong senses it approaching them, so he warns the others, and they all avoid the attack. Chen Mo worriedly checks on Chin Yong, and he tells her he's fine since he luckily dodged in time. Chen Mo notes that the new spirit beast is stronger than the mantis and concludes it's the mastermind behind the mist. When the fog clears a bit, they see the creature, which is a two-armed viper, consuming Mantis's corpse. Seeing that the viper is level 21, Chen Mo notes that it's beyond them, but Chin Yong moves so close to it that the girls worry about him. He then leaps angrily at the viper for stealing his food. After all, he defeated the mantis that the viper was chewing. Immediately, Chin Yong bites the mantis. He activates his devour skill, and the mantis is instantly consumed. Once the viper loses its meal, it gets pissed at Chin Yong and immediately attacks him, sending him flying. But Chen Mo catches him and vows not to forgive the viper. Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, wishes she was the one who got hit after watching the way Chen Mo embraces Chin Yong. While Chin Yong buries its face in her milkers, pissing off Xiao Xiao, he assures Chen Mo that he luckily devoured the mantis just in time, hence increasing his speed by 2 points, and he has also gained some other abilities. He still notes that if he faces the viper head-on, he doesn't have a sure chance to win. Suddenly, the viper spits out poison at them, so they run in different directions to avoid being hit. While at it, Chen Mo and Chin Yong fuse, and Chin Yong tells her they'll have to get close to attack the viper since they do not have a ranged attack. As a response, she charges right at the beast, preparing to land a blow, but the viper grabs hold of her, and that's when Chin Yong realizes that it had bluffed them into baiting them to attack. Chen Mo tries to pull her hand free, but it's no use, and just then, the viper opens its mouth to spit out poison directly at her face, but a huge vine smacks its mouth shut, sending it flying backwards. As Xiao Xiao, the source of the vine, yells at the viper not to forget about her, Chen Mo and Chin Yong praise her for saving them, but then Chin Yong, who recalls her level 7 stages ahead of the viper, asks her why she can't defeat it, but she tells him that it's because her spirit beast specializes in control and support. She assures them that she can help with crowd control, and she instantly activates her grass spirit beast to use vine thrust to block the viper. With the plants latching and grabbing the beast, Xiao Xiao signals it's time for the duo to defeat it, so Chen Mo leaps at the viper and Chin Yong says it's the perfect time to test their new ability. Suddenly, he creates a long sword and Chen Mo uses it to cut the viper in half. Once she lands, Xiao Xiao runs to her thinking it's over, and Chen Mo also asks Chin Yong if he wants to devour the beast, but then he tells them that it isn't over because the viper isn't dead yet. Confused, Xiao Xiao asks what Chin Yong means since she's literally seeing a viper's body on the ground. But then he explains that what they are seeing is a snake molt. To the confused goons, Chin Yong explains that when a snake's body grows larger, it sheds its outer skin that restrains it, and the shed skin is called a snake molt. Chen Mo says she didn't expect the viper to use such a method to escape, and Xiao Xiao hopes it won't come back to ambush them. Chin Yong tells her it won't come back because after shedding, the viper's combat strength will definitely decrease. He calls it the perfect time to hunt the viper, and once Xiao Xiao sees a massive hole right behind them, Chin Yong says the viper dug it to escape through the river. He then licks his lips, saying he'll devour the viper, and in the same minute, he jumps into the hole without fear in the world. Unfortunately for him, all his cocky comments end with Chin Yong landing on his head, but as soon as he spots a figure in the dark, he chases right after it to give it a bite. Only for the hard sensation to hit him like he bit a rock, so he falls down while yelling about his tooth. There, he realizes he bit an armored rat of level 5, so he looks down on it for trying to block his path, but unfortunately for him, the rat calls for backups, and he sees there are so many of them. That's when he notices the viper and confirms the saying that snakes and rats are in the same nest. Realizing he's cooked, Chin Yong runs for his life. and the rats give him a hot chase, so he uses his leaping skill to jump far ahead, and after seeing the viper nearby, he counters by leaping and striking it in the throat, causing the snake to crash. While declaring that there's no way he'll get eaten, more rats pour in from the other direction, and upon realizing too late, Qin Yong accepts his fate. Fortunately, Xiao Xiao sprouts her vines and saves Qin Yong from the onslaught. Worried, Chen Mo checks up on him, so he thanks her for saving his life and leaps into her arms. Seeing this gets Xiao Xiao annoyed, so she complains that she was the one who saved him. Chen Mo, on the other hand, is elated because Qin Yong said he needed her. He looks at the dead rats and says for trying to kill him they'll become his strength. He starts munching on the rats, devouring them with his skill and using them to up his defense little by little. Chen Mo looks at him as he eats the rats and calls him cute. Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, reminds them that they came down the hole to catch the viper, so she asks where it went. That's when Qin Yong spots it running off, so he announces its presence to the ladies. As they immediately chase after it, Xiao Xiao offers to clear the obstacles while they hurry and catch up to the viper. They notice a group of pink-eared poison bats trying to block their path, so Xiao Xiao handles them while Qin Yong tells them the snake is still weak and they should catch up to it. Spotting an exit hole, the viper quickly crawls towards it, and the others have a hard time catching up to it. When it gets outside, Xiao Xiao sprouts vines to block its path, and the viper looks back at them, realizing it's trapped. As Qin Yong tells it to surrender so he eats it, the snake prepares to go all out against them, but suddenly Yue leaps into the air, saying she has found the target, then she crashes into the viper with her huge hammer. The shockwave blows Qin Yong away, but Chen Mo catches him. Just then, Yue mutters that she has good luck for her team who just left their base and they've already caught up with the two armed viper. The system alerts them that it has detected a king's candidate in the host's vicinity. They are surprised, and they believe Yue is the king's candidate because Yue is the one leading a group of men. Yue then throws her weapon to her men before ordering them to tie up the viper and hand it to their valley master. Upon hearing Qin Yong speak, Yue's interest piques, so she snatches him with her chain and says it's her first time seeing a talking spirit beast. She then reveals she has decided to take him back as her pet, but he tells her that he doesn't want to be her pet. Qin Yong wonders if Yue has found out that they are the king's candidates, and that's why she was kidnapping him. Qin Yong announces to Chen Mo that he'll strike Yue first now that they've been found out, but then Chen Mo dashes at Yue while yelling that Qin Yong is hers. She takes a swing, and thanks to Yue dodging it, she gets to keep her head on her shoulders. Yue leaps off the viper's corpse, and Qin Yong orders her to let him go, if she doesn't want to die. Yue notes that getting hit even once from Chen Mo would kill her, and she sees Chen Mo glaring daggers at her while demanding she hand Qin Yong back to her. While dangling Qin Yong, Yue asks Chen Mo if he belongs to her since her name isn't written on it. While she taunts Chen Mo, Qin Yong yells at her to let him down. Chen Mo leaps at Yue, swinging her fists while demanding for Qin Yong, but Yue refuses to give in, and she gracefully avoids the swings. Unfortunately for her, she falls right into Xiao Xiao's trap. Realizing she's been cornered, Yue asks politely if they'll spare her if she lets go of Qin Yong, and Chen Mo assures her, surprising Xiao Xiao with her naivety. Immediately, Yue throws Qin Yong into the air and leaps right after him to catch up with him. They realize a little too late and watch as Yue grabs Qin Yong before holding onto her spirit butterfly beast to make a grand escape. There, she vows not to hand over Qin Yong, calling him her pet, but then he informs her that he has formed a contract with Chen Mo, so it's useless for her to capture him. After hearing him out, Yue concludes it's best she takes care of all of them, so she orders her butterfly to release psychedelic poison mist on the ladies. It does as it's told, and they start coughing before realizing the air has been poisoned. Yue makes fun of them, saying that if they had handed Qin Yong to her without a hitch, she wouldn't have resorted to using the mist on them. To her surprise, Chen Mo kicks off the ground and latches onto her feet, so she wonders how, since they were poisoned. Xiao Xiao then reveals that her spirit beast has the perfect counter to her poison. Yue quickly calls for backup from her men, and they summon their beasts to attack Xiao Xiao. Yue then kicks Chen Mo off. But then, Chen Mo fuses with Qin Yong to save her from the fall. Once she sees the other spirit beasts charging at Xiao Xiao, she crashes into them and warns the men not to come any closer or they'll get it from her. Impressed, having witnessed Chen Mo and Qin Yong merge, Yue sees it as a valid reason for her not to let Qin Yong go. So she orders her men to summon all the spirit beasts in their arsenal and capture Chen Mo's team for her, and, as instructed, the men manifest their beasts, which immediately charge at Chen Mo's party. Despite their sheer number, Qin Yong says he doesn't feel they are high level. Also, it's his first time fighting a king candidate, and Yue doesn't feel that strong. Still, Chen Mo reminds him that they can't let their guards down, so they take their stance and prepare to fight the beasts. But all of a sudden, a voice yells at them to stop, and when Yue's men look back, they realize it's Jiang, their valley master. Jiang asks them what they are doing, and they immediately kneel to greet him. Chen Mo and the others are surprised, and Qin Yong wonders if Jiang is the real king candidate. Yue then drops to the ground and lies to Jiang that Chen Mo's team wanted to steal his prey, and they even took the pet she caught. He's surprised, but then hears Qin Yong shoot back at her for lying and tells Jiang what actually happened, but Yue tells him not to listen to them and finish them off. Qin Yong, who isn't afraid, tells them to bring it on. After listening to both sides, Jiang releases a fearsome aura. So Qin Yong warns Chen Mo about him, saying Jiang is definitely the king candidate and they should be careful of his next attack. To their surprise, Jiang hits Yue on the head, and when she asks him what she did, he says it's because she lied to him. Jiang then apologizes to them, saying Yue has a flighty personality. He apologizes for her misconduct, and Qin Yong likes him for being too polite. In defense, Yue tells Jiang that the viper delivered itself right to her, but then Jiang disagrees, as he believes Yue must have snatched their prey midway through. He turns to Chen Mo's team and tells them that the spirit beast is very useful to him, so he asks them to sell it to him. Qin Yong wonders what he wants to offer, and Jiang asks his men to bring a box for him. He opens it, revealing 100 low-grade spirit beast stones, which he believes are more than enough to buy the snake. He asks them what they think, but the other worlders have no clue what it means, and when they see Xiao Xiao overreact, they ask her what the spirit beast stones are. From her, they learn that spirit beast stones are stones rich in spiritual energy that slowly form over many years after a spirit beast dies. And the more powerful the spirit beast, the higher the grade of the stone formed after its death. Qin Yong asks how much one can buy with 100 low-grade spirit beast stones, and she tells him it's enough for an ordinary family to live in for 5 years. Without letting her finish, Qin Yong switches up and accepts the deal, and with that, Jiang tells his men to take the viper. Qin Yong brims with life while thinking about how well they'll get to live, and Xiao Xiao is disgusted by his greed. Chen Mo, on the other hand, thinks Qin Yong is cute that way. After Jiang's men take their leave, they notice a poison fog around them, so Qin Yong orders Xiao Xiao to use purification, but she tells them she can't use it whenever she wants. Jiang sees they are in a bind, and from their reaction, he tells them that it's their first time in the poison mist forest. They are confused, so he explains that the plants in this forest periodically spray a poisonous mist, and right now the mist is at its thickest. He then offers to lead them out of the forest, and not only are they shocked by his generosity, but Yue also complains to him for being too nice to them. He tells her that the armed viper he got from them is of great use to him, so it's not too much for him to give them a hand. With that, he stretches forth his hand, asking them if they want to leave with him because staying in the poisonous mist for too long will be fatal. They pause and talk among themselves, wondering why he's helping them, and think it's a trap. Xiao Xiao then suggests they go with Jiang, and when Chen Mo asks Qin Yong, he concludes that it's best they follow Jiang to see what his sect is up to, and that's better than them dying or getting lost in the poisonous forest. They conclude and agree to follow Jiang, so he tells them to follow him, but before leaving, he remembers he hasn't introduced himself, so he tells them he's Jiang Fan, the Valley Master of Miaozong Valley. He also introduces Gu Yue as the Valley's Saintess, and Qin Yong says it's a pleasure to meet them. With that, they head back to the sect and leave the poisoned forest. By the time they arrive at Miaozong Valley, they see that the place is bubbling and learn from Jiang that they are coincidentally celebrating their once-in-a-decade sect festival. He then tells them he has important matters to attend to, and they are free to stay and check the sect out. After they leave, Xiao Xiao tells Chen Mo that she has a gut feeling that something isn't right with Jiang. Qin Yong agrees with her, saying they are in Jiang's turf and they still haven't made a move, so he wonders what Jiang is trying to do. Rather than beat themselves up about it, Qin Yong switches up by saying they should enjoy themselves and he's going to shop till he drops. Xiao Xiao can't believe him, and she wonders how he's not nervous, but Chen Mo notices how cute Qin Yong is, and they decide to enjoy themselves. Later that day, in one of Jiang's chambers, Jiang and Yue drag the two-armed viper along to an inner chamber, and they dismiss the guards watching a door before walking in. Inside, Yue calls Chen Mo's squad naive for following them to their turf like fools, but then Jiang tells her not to be careless because Chen Mo's team might try to turn their trick against them. He then orders her to throw the viper down a huge pit, and when she does, a beast consumes it. So Jiang says he wonders what will happen if he feeds a king candidate to the spirit beast, which he calls his treasure, and wonders if the outcome will be unique. Despite consuming the viper, the monster growls, and Jiang sees it hasn't had enough, so he asks Yue about her psychedelic butterfly's training, and once she tells him it's above 25 and will soon evolve, Jiang tells her he can't wait any longer. He orders her to bring it out and offer it to his beast. Shocked, she reminds him that he said that once they lured the king's candidate, he'd let the butterfly go, but then he grabs her by the neck and asks her if she thinks she's questioning his orders. She immediately apologizes and summons the butterfly, and once it comes out, the beast in the pit instantly slaughters it before dragging it in. Yue witnesses the onslaught and shivers, but then Jiang drops her and orders her to keep a close eye on Chenmo's group's movements, and if the matter he had planned with her fails, then she can forget about ever regaining her freedom. She agrees and watches him go on about how he plans to raise the strongest spirit beast so the entire world will bow before him. He laughs cynically to the point that Qinyong, who is at the fair, shivers. Chenmo asks him what's wrong, and he tells her he feels danger even though the place looks lively. Zhao Xiao then shows up saying he's overthinking it. They look at her and see her digging into the steaks she's holding and praising the food. Qinyong scolds her to be more graceful, but then she ignores him and tells Chenmo to try out the steak. They dig into it, but once she mentions its deep-fried iron shell pupa, they spit it out, and Chenmo is offended that Zhao Xiao can eat such a cute creature. While Xiao Xiao defends herself by saying she doesn't find them cute at all, Qinyong complains about how once beasts are cooked, they don't add any stats. Not too far off, they spot a target shooting stall, so they head there to see the prize, and the shop owner tells them the rules and how the winner goes away with their grand prize, an iron shell pupa plushie. Chenmo is instantly mesmerized by it, and she agrees to join Zhao Xiao to play the game. Qinyong also wants to hop in on the fun, and the shop owner is surprised to see a talking iron shell pupa. Little do they know that they are being monitored by Yue. The participants fire their shots, and all of Chenmo's arrows hit the bullseye, earning her a perfect score. She wins the plushie, and the shop owner cries while watching her go off with the prize. Qinyong, on the other hand, complains and vows to beat her once he turns back into a human, and Chenmo smiles at him, saying she can't wait, but until then, let her help him. Xiao Xiao suddenly calls out to Chenmo to look out, and she avoids getting run over by a spirit beast. Confused, she wonders what's going on after sighting the red-maned flame-spitting bull that nearly ran her over. So one of the onlookers explains to her that the people riding the spirit beasts are from the spirit beast circus, and they specialize in performing spirit beast acrobatics and trading. He concludes that they must have shown up at the valley after hearing about the festival, and they plan to auction off spirit beasts. Learning about the auction and recalling that he has so many spirit beast stones, Qinyong informs the girls that he has a great idea. Zhao Xiao thinks it's something underhanded, and she wonders what he's up to again. Moments later, they visit a spirit beast plaza and see it's a lively place where spirit beast-related businesses are carried out. Chenmo then curiously asks Qinyong why he chose to show up there, so he licks his lips and informs her that the caged spirit beasts are all walking attribute points. The creatures are immediately terrified of him, but just then a girl named Xiao Hua tugs at Chenmo's clothes and asks her to give her the plush toy in her arms. Qinyong angrily retorts that he isn't a plushie, but then she asks if she can have the big one. Chenmo pauses briefly before handing the plushie to her, and this enrages Zhao Xiao, who finds it illogical for Chenmo to hand over the cherished item to such a rude girl. Chenmo, who sees her little self in Xiaohua, replies that it's because Xiaohua is cute. By the time Xiaohua's mom finds out about it, she scolds Xiaohua for asking a stranger, but Xiaohua points to Chenmo and says she gave her the toy. Quickly, the mother apologizes on her daughter's behalf, saying her child doesn't understand manners. But then Chenmo lets it slide. Coincidentally, Xiaohua's mother owns a spirit beast egg store, so she picks a giant spirit beast egg and hands it to them as a gift. Zhao Xiao curiously asks her what kind of spirit beast egg it is, but the woman says she doesn't know either, and her shop sells mystery spirit beast eggs, so the spirit beasts inside each egg are random. Zhao Xiao then laughs and tells Chenmo that there's a possibility that the spirit beast inside the egg is a powerful beast like a Qilin. And when that time happens, Zhao Xiao suggests Chenmo tosses Qinyong away, because only then will she grow stronger. Outraged, Qinyong yells at her. Then he asks the system what attribute points he can gain if he eats the egg, but the system tells him he won't gain anything because an egg form has no strength at all. He gets pissed and leaps off Chenmo's hand, then leads the way to look at other spirit beasts, but then bumps into a familiar face. That's when he looks up and sees Yue, so he asks her why she's at the plaza, and she tells him that she came to buy a spirit beast since her old ones were too weak. She then asks him to make a contract with her, but he rigorously refuses. Chenmo immediately yells at Qinyong out of jealousy to stay away from Yue, but when Yue sees her holding a spirit beast egg, she laughs at them for thinking they'll get something good out of it. Qinyong then replies that they can choose to buy whatever they want, and it isn't her business. Yue smiles at him and picks him up before asking Chenmo to sell Qinyong to her for 20 spirit beast stones. Qinyong struggles and yells at Yue to let him go, but then Chenmo grabs his tail and demands that Yue release him. Still adamant, Yue says she can offer a better price, but then Chenmo says she isn't going to sell him, even if she bids 10,000 spirit beast stones. She pulls at Qinyong's tail hard and refuses all of Yue's effort to buy him from her, and as they struggle, the egg falls from Chenmo's hand and cracks. Immediately, a bright light shines from it, and Yue is stunned to see a phantom lizard. The beast immediately flies to her and forms a contract with her before perching on her hand. The shop owner then congratulates them on the spirit beast, calling them lucky. She explains that the phantom lizard not only has strong combat power, but it also possesses transformation and hypnosis abilities, and it's a rare beast. After hearing all of the spirit beast's abilities, Qin Yong thinks about consuming it to raise his attributes, so he lunges at it, but Yue refuses to let him gobble up the lizard. Annoyed, he asks her what she's doing and reminds her that the phantom lizard is theirs, but then she tells him that it has formed a contract with her, so it's not her beast. Qin Yong gets pissed, but then she promises not to take away the lizard for nothing, so she tells the party to follow her to a good place. Chen Mo and Xiao Xiao are puzzled, but Qin Yong glances at Chen Mo, and they agree to come along. Shortly afterwards, Yue takes them to a very grand inn, which outclasses the spirit beast sect, and she tells them that it's the best in the valley. After stating that one night at the inn isn't cheap, she offers to cover for their food and lodging while they are in the valley, as thanks for giving her the phantom lizard. Qin Yong furrows his brows and asks her who said they gave it to her and why she was acting so nice to them. Yue then replies that it's because she's a reasonable person. They hear some people discussing how generous the Valley Master was for handing them extra tickets, much more than they could use. Yue feigns ignorance about that, but then Qin Yong agrees to enjoy the luxurious hotel, and Xiao Xiao agrees before asking Chen Mo if she'd like to take a soak later together at the hot spring. While the party thinks of unwinding themselves at the hotel, Yue smirks and notes that her plan was successful. A short while later, they are taken to their room, and they love how aesthetically pleasing it is. Qin Yong enjoys the comfy bed, but Xiao Xiao insults him and tells him not to dirty the bed. From behind, they hear a knock, and the room service shows up with a full set of clean clothes as well as a variety of fine foods. Upon seeing the clothes and food, they readily accept it, and Qin Yong goes straight into stuffing his mouth with the goodies. Immediately after, the attendant returns to Yue and informs her that he has planted an item inside those clothes. Seeing as things are going according to plan, she says it's time for them to close the final steps, which is to close the net. Back in the room, after eating to his full, Qin Yong sleeps on the littered floor, and this pisses Xiao Xiao off. But then her eyes spot the hot spring right outside their room, so she tells Chen Mo about it and then suggests they take a bath together. Chen Mo readily agrees, and then Xiao Xiao's imagination runs wild. Minutes later, Chen Mo takes a dip and happily talks about how the temperature is just right. Xiao Xiao, who tries to catch up with Chen Mo, sees Qin Yong awake and demands to know why she's taking off her clothes. She calls him filthy and throws him into the hot spring. Chen Mo worriedly goes to pick him up to save him from drowning, and when he regains his senses, he's blessed with her huge factories. A while later, the ladies shout his name several times, and he finally wakes up, only to find himself back in the room. Xiao Xiao then explains that he fainted earlier, and it took them ages to fish him out of the water. She informs him that he had nosebleeds earlier from seeing Chen Mo, but then is disgusted after learning that he doesn't have a polished mind. Qin Yong recalls he saw something incredible, and he ends up losing more blood. Later that night, they see fireworks erupting in the night sky, and Xiao Xiao tells Chen Mo to watch with her by the window. As they adore the scenery, Chen Mo asks Qin Yong if he recalls a New Year's Eve where they watched fireworks together, and he talks as if he remembers, which makes her glad. Only for him to state how he recalled failing that winter swimming challenge, and he vows to beat her the next time. She accepts he's a lost cause and calls him an idiot. Suddenly, they hear a knock at the door, and when they open it, they see the hotel attendant who tells them that the Miao Valley Festival fireworks show has started and if they'd like to go to the special viewing platform. Xiao Xiao agrees, and everyone choruses the same thing. Minutes later, they stroll through the district and watch the fireworks. Chen Mo and Xiao Xiao notice a lot of people present, and they conclude that the entire Miaozong Valley has gathered there. Xiao Xiao then sees a good spot for them, so they go there, but then Qin Yong complains because he cannot see anything, so Chen Mo places him on her head, and he gives her a positive response. This shocks Xiao Xiao, who's jealous of the special treatment Chen Mo gives Qin Yong. All of a sudden, he perceives a strange smell and asks the others about it, but upon learning they can't, he concludes it's his imagination. Meanwhile, hired men release strange substances around the block, then they report to Yue that everything is ready. She tells them all they need to do is wait for Jiang's final order. As for Jiang, he stands outside the vicinity, but when he gets the message from Yue that everything is ready, he orders his men that it's time to begin, and that's when they light a huge explosive. As the cannon flies into the air, Qin Yong notes how big it is compared to the rest, and Xiao Xiao thinks they want to conclude the event. But Jiang smirks, saying it's the start of the real show. In that instant, the cannon explodes and creates a large red light that nearly blinds every human who looks at it, and as a result they fall to the ground and pass out. Chen Mo and Xiao Xiao aren't exempted, but what's worse is that spirit beast animals are on a rampage. Qin Yong notices the problem and wonders what's going on, but then he sees some men chanting voodoo and Yue finalizing it. She activates Blood Goo Grand Formation, and a huge magic circle appears right above the town. Then the magic absorbs energy from the spirit beast right below it, and all the creatures within the magic circle consumes their energy, collapsing. Confused, Qin Young wonders what's going on, but then he charges straight for Yue, dodging the magic circle's attempt to take his energy. Then he asks her what she's doing, and to his surprise, she calls him slow for not understanding what's going on. There, she reveals that the festival celebration was just a setup to lure everyone into Meow Valley, and the real goal is to refine and absorb all the spirit beasts gathered. Qin Young realizes that it's a battle between the king's candidates and then acknowledges that he was too careless. His energy is being drained, so he dashes around to avoid the circle from tugging at his strength, but then it catches up to him. While at it, Qin Young notes that Chen Mo is hypnotized, so he can't fuse with her, and with his current state, he can't defeat his foes, so he wonders what he's to do. And while he stares at the enormous magic circle, he sees the flame-breathing bull not too far off, barely conscious, and an idea pops into his head. Realizing that the spirit beasts are currently weakened, Qin Young calls them a buffet for him. About an hour later, Yue returns to Jiang and tells him that everything is proceeding according to plan. He commends her and notes that it remains just a little more and the world will belong to him. His sect members congratulate him, but then Jiang notes that the magic circle has been active for an hour, so he wonders why his spirit beast hasn't awakened yet. Yue doesn't have an answer to his question, so she glances sideways, but then she spots Qin Young devouring the unconscious spirit beasts lying around. Due to the massive feast, Qin Young's level increases to level 9, and he gains 15 attribute points. As usual, Qin Young's defense is the most maxed out skill in his arsenal. While he rejoices, Jiang, on the other hand, asks Yue why Qin Young can move, and she wonders if it's Qin Young's special ability for being a king's candidate. She immediately orders her men to go after Qin Young and kill him. Moments later, while Qin Young snacks on one of the fallen beasts, he sees several men with swords heading his way, so he ducks and leaps to avoid their swings. He quickly orders the system to allocate all his attribute points to agility, and once the system grants his request, Qin Young's agility increases to 27. He suddenly sees a shinobi ready to strike him from behind, and he evades the blade, moving away from him. He moves so fast that they cannot keep up with him, so he calls them slow pokes. Infuriated, Yue orders them to use spirit beasts to attack Qin Young. Two beasts, a venomous bee and a black-footed ape spider, charge at Qin Young to sting and bite him to death. Also, Yue sends the phantom lizard to join them, and the lizard camouflages. Qin Young avoids the bee and the spider, calling them useless and slow, but then he feels bad that the spirit beasts he consumed earlier were too few, which is why he doesn't have a way to counterattack them. Suddenly, he bumps into the phantom lizard, and Yue sees it as her chance to get Qin Young. As the monsters home in on him, he notes he can't fall while the others are still unconscious, so he uses Extreme Leap, and thanks to his high status, Qin Young flies straight to the men and knocks them out like bowling pins. He laughs at the fallen men and says catching him won't be easy, but then Yue appears right behind him with her hammer and bonks him away. Qin Young flies with full force and crashes into a wall. Yue then walks up to him before telling Jiang that Qin Young can't run, and when he sees Qin Young, he tells Yue to hurry up and finish him. Qin Young curses under his breath, saying his head is getting so heavy, but then he smells smoke from an incense and notes it's the same as the one he smelled earlier. He then puts two and two together and realizes what it's for, so as Yue asks him to be her pet or she'll dispose of him, he refuses and crashes into the incense. Shocked, she yells at him, asking what he's doing, but he proudly says she won't be able to control everyone without the hallucinogenic smoke. Pissed, Yue chases after him with her hammer, and he tries his best to get away from her. Unfortunately for him, she catches up to him and swings her hammer of justice at him, but to her surprise, it doesn't hit. Instead, someone holds it and says they won't let her hurt Qin Young. The smoke clears, and Qin Young realizes it's Chen Mo. Yue is surprised to see Chen Mo already awake, but Chen Mo gets mad at her for hurting Qin Young and warns her not to do it again. She cracks the hammer with her bare hands, and Yue is surprised by her overwhelming strength, so she orders her men to attack Chen Mo and Qin Young altogether. Qin Young looks at how many people they'll be fighting and tells Chen Mo that she can't handle them all at once, which is why they should fuse. They combine, and Qin Young tells Chen Mo that he has leveled up a lot, so they should show them their new fusion form. Chen Mo's outfit changes, and she's surprised to see her new form, so Qin Young reveals he devoured some spirit beasts while she was out cold. One of Yue's soldiers charges blindly at them, but Chen Mo instantly sends him flying and crashing wildly with just a swing of her fist. Surprised, Yue orders them all to summon all their beasts and attack together. They do as told, and their creatures charge at Chen Mo, but just then, she draws out a lightning blade before slicing them off easily like sashimi. Yue is stunned, but what surprises her more is when Qin Young tells Chen Mo to point her hand towards the fallen spirit beasts, and when she does, he devours them, increasing their attributes and their stats. While Qin Young marvels at the fact that he can now devour beasts directly, even in fusion form, Chen Mo tells him that her body feels so light and far stronger than before. Something dashes towards them, but Chen Mo senses it and catches it by the neck just in time. The invisibility wears off, revealing it's the phantom lizard. and Qin Yong laughs at it for not succeeding in its sneak attack. Upon seeing this, Yue yells at them to let go of her phantom lizard, but then Chenmo points her blade at her, saying it's time to settle scores with her. Now cornered, Yue turns to Jiang and asks him to take action because she's out of options. He pauses for a bit before calling them a bunch of useless trash. Then he leaps to the ground before saying they were clearly just a little bit away. He then concludes that he doesn't have any choice but to use his final method. With that, he places his hand covered in energy on the ground and then beckons his spirit beast to come out, and the entire vicinity's fallen spirit beasts are absorbed to the bone. The owners are shocked, and as they cry out for their beasts, Chenmo looks at Jiang, who is entirely covered in spirit beast energy. The phantom lizard also loses its life force, and with Chenmo distracted, Yue snatches it from her hand and dutifully checks on it. She then calls out to Jiang and asks him why he's absorbing their spirit beast's life force, but he tells them to blame themselves for being too weak. He then assures them that once his spirit beasts absorb enough spiritual energy, it will definitely help them to take revenge. Suddenly, the ground vibrates as if experiencing a great tremor, and it has everyone worried. While Qin Yong and the others don't know what's happening, Yue says a monster is coming out. Qin Yong and Chen Mo don't quite understand what she meant, but then the ground cracks open and a creature leaps out of it like a fish. It glares at Chen Mo, and she struggles to stay on her feet and maintain the fusion. Qin Yong looks at it and wonders what kind of monster Jiang summoned. Jiang chuckles at their expressions before revealing that it's thanks to his spirit beast Void, absorbing the blood energy formation they had set up, that it evolved into its growth stage. He says they should feel honored to become stepping stones on his path to becoming king, and this makes Qin Yong resent him more. But then, Jiang orders Void to kill them. As ordered, the gigantic flying whale opens its mouth and screams, releasing a shockwave that not only knocks away the nearby sect members but then shatters the ground, causing them to lose their footing. Qin Yong complains due to the wide area of attack, but then he reminds Chen Mo not to forget Xiao Xiao because she's still unconscious. As Void's attack flies towards Xiao Xiao, creating tectonic faults, Chen Mo rushes in and offsets the attack with her sword, cutting it apart. Jiang, who has fled to the higher grounds, commends Chen Mo on her skill, which helped her withstand Void's sonic attack. He then says that good luck comes only once and orders Void to use mountain-crushing descent on them. The enormous spirit whale obeys and charges down at them, and Yue's men, caught in the crossfire, run for their lives. It charges so fast, giving everyone around little to no time to react before crashing into the ground. Jiang smiles at them, believing it's over, but when the monster leaves, he sees a hole right beneath where it landed and wonders what's there. Qin Yong then thanks his stars for consuming many armored rats, because doing so granted him the ability to dig holes underground. As Void flies into the air, Qin Yong, who has separated from Chen Mo, says they are lucky they escaped, but they can't keep up playing defensively. He stares at Void's massive body and notes that despite it being very powerful, it's growing stronger by absorbing energy. Realizing they are in a bind, Qin Yong loses it and runs about, wondering what they are supposed to do. His noise wakes Xiao Xiao up, and as she wonders what happened, she sees Void flying around in the air and freaks out, yelling at Chen Mo to run away with her. Chen Mo looks over at Qin Yong, who runs around in circles and quietly walks to him, and for the very first time, she smacks him in the face, before angrily reminding him of how he always said he was going to surpass her. She recalls how he trained nonstop for his ambition, but then asks him if he's going to waver just because of the current situation. Qin Yong then remembers all his past efforts to catch up to Chen Mo, and he's fueled once more. So he tells Chen Mo he understands it's no time to be depressed and they need to find a way to beat Void. While logically assessing the situation, Qin Yong admits that their foe is so high up that even his extreme leap can't reach that height, so he daydreams, wishing he could be as huge as the spirit beast. Suddenly, an idea flashes across his mind, and he takes a good look at Xiao Xiao before laughing like a sinister villain and declaring that he has a solution. And this gets Xiao Xiao confused. Meanwhile, Jiang, who has given them enough time to catch up, orders the spirit whale to use the same mountain-crushing drop technique on them. Void immediately charges at them, and Qin Yong orders Xiao Xiao to act as planned. She cusses at him for coming up with outrageous ideas, but then activates her green grass spirit. The whale crashes on them, but vines sprout from everywhere, shocking Jiang. Qin Yong then calls out to Jiang and tells him not to think he's amazing just for owning a big spirit beast. From the silhouette, a huge vine monster appears, towering over the whale. Qin Yong then signals the commencement of their plan, and Chen Mo is tasked to control the huge monster, and he says they can fight on equal footing. Jiang is shocked when he sees the giant vine monster, and he wonders how it was possible for Chen Mo's group to have such an ability. Meanwhile, Xiao Xiao, who uses her energy to hold the vine monster together, reveals that she's seriously struggling to maintain the film screen while controlling the tree monster. Qin Yong bluntly argues with her, but then sees the Void heading towards them, so he informs Xiao Xiao to stop talking. She avoids getting struck by the Void, then Qin Yong tells her to hurry up and grab it, but she yells at him not to order her about. She then controls the giant tree and it lifts Void, but then Xiao Xiao suffers from a nosebleed before informing Chen Mo that she can't hold on anymore. That's when she loses consciousness and falls to the ground, and as a result, the giant tree shatters into bits. While falling, Qin Yong complains about how short the transformation was, but he tells Chen Mo to attack the spirit whale while they have the chance. Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, glances at Chen Mo and hopes she succeeds. Immediately, Chen Mo brings out her blade and then charges at Void based on Qin Yong's order before releasing a heavy strike on the enormous spirit beast, but unfortunately, its body is so hard that the blade doesn't penetrate. After watching them, Jiang makes fun of them before saying they dare to try to harm his pet with such little strength, and it makes him wonder if they truly know their limits. With that, he orders Void to swallow them to make them pay for their arrogance. Immediately, the monster moves, and it causes Chen Mo to lose her balance. It then opens its mouth and swallows her whole. Xiao Xiao watches in horror and screams, but Jiang candidly tells her to stop, because Chen Mo will soon be absorbed and will become a source of power for his whale. Meanwhile, Yue, who hides not too far off, curses her luck and complains because Chen Mo and Qin Yong didn't stall the battle like she had wanted. As if possessing a tracker, Jiang calls out to her, and once she replies, he asks her to confirm what she meant when she had told him that killing the king's candidate would grant a reward, because nothing is happening. Yue then nervously explains that it's possible Void needs more time to digest Chen Mo and Qin Yong. She glances at her phantom lizard, whose energy is still siphoned, and waits, hoping for her plan to work. Jiang pauses for a while before telling her to forget it and announcing that, for starters, he'll just get rid of everyone. Yue's men are shocked by his decision, so they beg him not to kill them. After all, they've always been his loyal subjects, but then he tells them to prove their loyalty in the afterlife. Immediately, Void goes after them as instructed, and they run for their lives, with some of them begging Jiang to spare them, while the others curse the day they joined the Miao Valley sect. All of a sudden, green vines sprout from Void's insides, ripping holes through the whale and binding it, causing it to crash violently. Shocked and worried, Jiang wonders why the situation flipped against him. But just then, Chen Mo and Qin Yong cut Void open and emerge from its belly, before replying that they are the reason for the whale's downfall. He gets pissed and watches as Qin Yong thanks the grass spirit for its help. To their surprise, the creature collapses, so Xiao Xiao warns Chen Mo to be careful, because grass spirit has reached its limit, so it can't restrain Void anymore. As a result, Chen Mo leaps off the whale while holding grass spirit, and Xiao Xiao dashes towards her. Qin Yong then explains that it's all over, since Void has already been damaged so badly from the inside that it can't move properly anymore. Xiao Xiao is surprised, and Qin Yong tells her the feat was only possible thanks to her grass spirit. Qin Yong then thanks the spirit beast, and as he tells it to have a good rest, the grass spirit vanishes. Immediately, Xiao Xiao happily latches onto Chen Mo, praising her for her cool moves. While Chen Mo's team reunites, Jiang curses under his breath before yelling at them for treating his pet badly. Qin Yong replies, saying it's only natural for them not to show mercy to an enemy. Jiang then grits his teeth before laughing as he has lost it, and this confuses Qin Yong. Jiang then tells them not to get happy too early. Then he reveals to them that the blood chi formation was created not only to enhance his void fish's power, but for its greatest function, unlimited recovery. Which means that as long as the blood chi in the plaza hasn't been fully consumed, they will never be able to defeat his void fish. Chen Mo's team is shocked to the marrow, and just then Jiang orders Void Fish to get up and finish them. The gigantic fish immediately snaps all the vines restraining it and then leaps out of the ground to begin its onslaught. As Chen Mo's team prepares for another confrontation, Void shockingly crashes back into the ground. Everyone, especially Jiang, wonders what's going on, and Qin Yong takes it as the whale simply bluffing. Jiang then complains, wondering why Void hasn't recovered despite so much blood chi left, but then Yue laughs at him and says it's because the beneficiary of the blood chi formation is no longer his void fish. Right behind her, the phantom lizard grows into a huge size and Jiang wonders what's happening. He then yells at her for daring to betray him, but she reveals she wasn't his ally, so it doesn't count as a betrayal. Yue asks him if he ever treated her for once as an ally, and she goes on, telling Jiang that the only thing he cares about is dominating the world, unlike caring about what his subordinates think. She then reminds him of how he treated them and their spirit beasts as consumable tools, and with all she has listed so far, he sounds more like the person who betrayed them. Jiang verbally defends himself by saying that in their world, the weak are prey to the strong, and if he doesn't strengthen Miaozong Valley, then they'll certainly be destroyed by other great sects. Jiang believes that as the master of the Miaozong Valley sect, he must never let the place be destroyed in his hands, and as long as he kills the king candidates and obtains the reward, only then will their sect stand a chance to be revived. After listening to him, Yue laughs like she has gone insane, and he wonders what's wrong with her, but then she asks him if he still thinks he can participate in the king candidate's war. Confused, he asks her what she means by it. But then Yue clarifies that only the chosen ones have the qualifications to join the war, and by that, she means herself. There, Jiang realizes that he has been fooled. But just then, Yue orders the phantom lizard to attack him, and the creature immediately sends him crashing with its tail. He coughs and bleeds from the impact, and then recalls when his father, Jiang Yu, used to force him to practice the horse stance. Back then, Jiang didn't understand the point of the training since he believed that what mattered the most was the spirit beast's strength, but his father scolded him and reminded him that to have better control over spirit beasts, one must strengthen oneself. He eventually practiced a ton, and just then Jiang's old man said it was his birthday, and it was why he came over to talk to him about forming a spirit beast contract. He then asked little Jiang to stretch forth his hand, and he handed him a little spirit beast fish, saying it was his present. Surprised, little Jiang looked at the fish, but Jiang Yu said he shouldn't underestimate it, because the fish, which is known as Caillou, is initially weak, but once it grows, it would evolve into a color void whale, which was why he had been instructing Jiang to grow stronger so he could properly control Caillou. Jiang happily accepted the gift, but time passed, and on a sad rainy day, his sect was attacked, so his gravely injured dad revealed that the reason the clan had lost was that they were too weak. He handed Jiang the snakehead staff of Miaozong Valley, thereby passing the inheritance to Jiang. Their enemies suddenly spotted them, so Jiang Yu ordered Caillou to quickly take little Jiang away. Jiang refused and said he wanted to fight alongside his father, but then the men leaped into view to attack them, so Jiang Yu pushed him away and ordered them to run as far as possible while they still could. The boy cried for his father, but the old man said he should remember to raise Caillou well, and only when it gets stronger can Miaozong Valley have a chance to rise again. The men pounced on the old man and took his life by slashing him. It was a memory etched into Jiang's mind, and it isn't something he'd forget for the rest of his life. Presently, Jiang gets up, pissed, and asks Yue if all that she said before was a lie. She smiles at him and confirms by asking him what he'd do if it were. Furious, Jiang pulls out a blade and charges at her, vowing to kill her. But she calls for the phantom lizard. Her spirit beast appears from nowhere and smacks Jiang away like a pesky fly, sending him crashing and bleeding from his mouth once more. At this moment, Jiang apologizes to his father, saying he is sorry he can't carry on the Muzizong Valley legacy.
Yue laughs at him and then orders the phantom lizard to absorb all the remaining vital blood chi from the blood chi grand formation. The lizard does as told, and Qinyong realizes it's about to get stronger. It eventually absorbs everything, including Void's remains, hence growing into a huge flying monster. Yue then tells Chenmo's group that it's their turn next. Surprised since she called herself the Chosen One, Qinyong asks her if she was also a student from number 1 high, but she laughs it off and says that if he can't remember someone as insignificant as her, that's only natural, and that must mean why he doesn't remember.
She then says that since they are about to die, there's no need for them to know. With that, she orders the phantom lizard to kill them. As the creature immediately dashes towards them, Chenmo calls on Qinyong, and he understands what she means. The phantom lizard lands where they were moments ago, and it's thanks to their agility gained from fusing that they avoid its attacks. Upon seeing that they've moved away again, the phantom lizard charges at them, so Qinyong warns Chenmo about the lizard heading their way. It leaps at them once more, but they avoid it, and Chenmo pulls out her sword to cut its neck, but she senses its quick reflex and sees its claws heading her way, so she tries to offset the strong attack, which causes her to bleed from the impact and sends her crashing. Worried, Xiao Xiao calls out to Chenmo and tries coming closer, but Chenmo orders her not to. Suddenly, the phantom lizard appears behind Xiao Xiao, but she notices it too late. Hence, it impales her from behind and leaves her for dead.
Having witnessed the horrid situation, Chenmo screams out Xiao Xiao's name. She gets pissed and leaps at the lizard to kill it, but it dodges her swing, which surprises her. Qinyong quickly calms Chenmo and informs her that the lizard simply evaded her attack, so he tells her to continue attacking. When she does, the phantom lizard evades all her swings and thrusts rapidly, and they note it's too fast. It then taunts them by acting as if they are a chore. But Yue, who wants it to get over with its task, orders it to stop stalling and finish the fight. The lizard then hisses while glaring at its opponents menacingly.